especially their religious scholars and scientists, believe that their time was up, meaning the Caucasian world, in 1914. They were right. 1914. Almighty God, Allah said to me that to keep this world from knowing the end of the time when it will arrive, they simply challenge back 60 years to keep them from knowing when that end will arrive. And even if that setting back of it, now of time, 60 years, they still have confusion in knowing the actual time of that end. But the Bible teaches in the Word of God that he do what he please. He don't have to execute on the exact thing. But where you have been smart enough to believe that you know the exact thing. He's master of the time. The Bible says he would cut short his work into righteousness. This is a hint that it can go not to the end of the time, because he can cut it short. And due to the evil, the Bible says, that will be spread against the righteous by the evil. He would bring his work to an end, even before that time that he had intended that they should live. But I say, as Almighty God has said to me, that the time is none. The doom approaches. The year that we are now living in marks the end and destruction of the power of the weak. This is known. I'm concerned with my own people, not with the people that is other than me. It is my people. If God has some days of judgment or doom for his people, I have nothing to do with that. But I do know that they have not treated me and my people not even 1/10% right. I do know that.
Prayer time. Surely I turn myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be upright to thee, who originated the heavens and the earth, and are not of the polytheists. Surely my prayer, my sacrifice, my life, my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the world. No associate has thee. Of this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. There is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults. So grant me protection against all my faults. For none grants protection against all my faults but thee. And guide me to the best of morals. for none guides to the best of morals but thee. And turn away from me the evil and indecent morals, for none turns away from me the evil and indecent morals but thee. O Allah, make Muhammad successful, and the true followers of Muhammad successful here in the wilderness of North America, as thou did make Abraham, and the true followers of Abraham successful. For surely thou art praised and magnified. O Allah, bless Muhammad and the true followers of Muhammad here in the wilderness of North America, as thou did bless Abraham and the true followers of Abraham. For surely thou art praised and magnified. I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. And I bear witness the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the true servant of Allah and the last and greatest messenger of Allah. O Allah, please grant unto him success forever. Ameen.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
How the fruit feel?
Hi, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know, our training manual teaches the FOI that in seeking success for our messenger, we are actually gaining success for ourselves. Is that correct? And how many of us are making that prayer and wherein we are praying for the success of our message? That's another subject for another Sunday. All praise is due to Allah. For our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us, the black man and woman, here in the hills of North America, in the divine person of Master Farad Muhammad, the all-wise, true, and living God, to whom we forever give praise and thanks for his raising up in our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So it is in these two great names that I would like to greet you, my brothers and sisters, in the nation of Islam's greeting words of peace in the Arabic language, which is indeed the original language of the original black man and woman. Assalamu alaikum. All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. At this time, brothers and sisters, we would like to ask that at this time, those of you who are viewing this live broadcast, hit the like button and then hit the share button. Two things done simultaneously: like, share. If you have stories, share it to your story. If you have different social media feeds, which I'm quite sure we all do, make sure that this lecture is posted in as many social media feeds as possible, because we need our minister, who is the strongest voice for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Eric Muhammad, to address as many of our people as possible. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And for those of you watching, and you are not familiar with the greeting words of Assalamu alaikum, and there always should be at least one person watching not familiar. And if you are watching, if you are that person watching, the greeting words of Assalamu alaikum simply mean peace be unto you. But what you must know is that the white man changed the language of the greeting. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
As he has changed and tampered with everything he touches, right? It went from Assalamu alaikum to when he got his hands on it, and you read it in his so-called Holy Bible, peace be unto you, right? Well, brothers and sisters, these are not the words of Jesus, right? He stood amongst his disciples and greeted them in Arabic, didn't he? And what is the greeting in Arabic? Assalamu alaikum. Not to mention that Jesus also spoke Aramaic and Hebrew. Everybody all right?
Sir.
All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, that is the best reading, brother and sister, that I can give to you and you can give to me.
Read.
Why? 400 years of a white knee, white foot on our necks and up our rear ends, right? We have not experienced any peace here. 400 plus years of no peace, no justice, no equality, right? Think about that. 400 years. So as me and you are brothers and sisters, this is the best greeting to give each other, a greeting of peace. Even though we are living in hell, is that correct? All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Mr. Eric Muhammad, when he comes to the microphone, will further and extensively explain the greetings of Assalamu alaikum. We don't want to spend too much time on that. But what we want to direct your attention to is this actual facts board that stands to my left. And you are asked a question that we need an answer from you this afternoon, right? We need an answer immediately. The question asked between these two flags to you, brother, to you, sister, is which one will survive the war of Armageddon? This is not a war that is about to begin next week, is it? Or next month. The war of Armageddon is on now. Is that correct, brothers? It has already begun. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the theology of time that if this war had not begun, we would not be teaching you of these truths. Is that correct? So we have two flags on this board, brother and sister. Which one of these flags Elijah needs to know from you will survive this war? And once you decide on that, you got to make a decision, right? This is the day of decision. Is that correct? You got to decide. You cannot serve two masters, right? You cannot serve two gods, brothers and sisters. You have a God that has arrived to save you and deliver you from the hands of 400 years of slavery, suffering, and death, right? That's a long time to endure slavery, suffering, and death, right? You see the cross under the word death, which is appropriate, right? Then you see a photograph next to the cross, right? So you got death, cross, two dead brothers hanging from a tree, right? Where the cross is the emblem of Christianity, right? So you got white Christians, as you see photographed here, grinning and smiling, as they stand in front of some dead brothers hanging from a tree, right? Well, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that this photograph, he said this in the theology of time, as he was teaching from the actual fast board, this photograph right here sums up all the devil, who is the white man, will do for you in Christianity, right? This sums it up right there, death. 6 white stripes in the white man's flag. That represents a time, doesn't it? A time of 6,000 years, right? 6 days. Those 6 days are up. Sorry to let you know, those 6 days expired in 1914, right? What is the white man told to do after those 6 days expire? That in the 7th day he must rest. Is that correct? You got to rest, white man. You have done your work. You have lived out your time. You have deceived us long enough, right? I mean, time is up. Step to the side, get out of the way. You have no choice because God is going to burn you, bro. Devil, you have no choice. And those of our people who want to follow you to their own death will be burnt along with you in fire not even intended for us. Is that correct? This fire is not meant for us. We must separate, right? We've got to separate from the devil. But we don't want to separate from the white man. Because we believe that America has a future, don't we?
Yes, sir.
We believe that. We don't see America being destroyed, do we?
No, sir.
We can't see that, because if we did see that, this room would be packed right now, wouldn't it? If we really seen that and believed that, we would be Muslim followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, registered Muslim followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But instead, we black Christians, right? Black bodies with white heads, who do and say as the white man tells you to do and say. Your Lord and Savior, right? All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But our Savior has arrived. Master Farad Muhammad gave us our own flag, right? The sun, moon, and star. Now, who was here first? The cross or the sun, moon, and star? Who? Was the white man here before the sun, moon, and star? Was Christianity here before the sun, moon, and star?
No, sir.
As you were, right? The sun, moon, and star are the emblems of our flag, the flag of Islam. And they represent freedom, justice, and equality, which is what, once this white man is removed and America is set on fire, we will, under the leadership and rulership of Master Farad Muhammad, have that freedom, right? Under his rule, we will have that justice, right? Under his rule, we will treat each other as equals. Is that correct? Those of us lucky enough to escape fire. Is that correct? All praise is due to Allah for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't see any dead black men under the flag of Islam, do you?
No, sir.
I don't see any brothers hanging from trees under Islam, do I? But under Christianity, the white man's religion, which we have accepted foolishly, you see the murder of our brothers and sisters. Is that correct? Even today, the murder of our brothers and sisters continues in the name of Jesus, right? America is a Christian nation, correct? America is not an Islamic nation, right? A Christian nation. And we know that Christianity is a false slave making no good, wicked religion that has enslaved us and made good niggas out of us, right? To the point that we can't shake this devil, right? We can't break the chains, can we?
No.
We can't break the shackles. That grip that this devil has around our neck with these chains are so tight. It's going to take God to break them chains, right?
Yes, sir.
And he is here ready to break those chains in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. Brothers and sisters, your days of suffering, slavery, suffering, and death are over. Why do I say that? Because our Savior has arrived. A Savior was born for you and I to deliver us from slavery, to deliver us from suffering at the hands of the white man, and to deliver us from the death the white man inflicts on us even until this very hour. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
He's still beating and killing us right now as I'm talking to you.
Go ahead.
Right now, I promise you, somewhere in these 50 stars, in this flag, which represents what they call the United States, a black man, old woman, or child, I can promise you right now, being gunned down, being beaten, and killed by a devil somewhere as we speak. We got to wake up.
Come on.
We've got to wake up, brothers and sisters. 6,000 years of slavery, suffering, and death is enough. This white man must be removed. There are two types of people. You got the people that are the deceivers, right? And then you have the ones that have been deceived. Is that correct? Well, who are the deceivers? And who are the deceived? We know that the white man is the deceiver. He offers you a religion that is untrue. Is that correct? a false religion, a religion where God is not the author of this religion, but a religion that the white man himself organized and forced it upon you, right? You have been deceived. This is not your religion. Your religion is Islam. It is the nature of the black man. Islam, the dominant idea in Islam is peace. The white man has destroyed our peace, right? Our peace has been destroyed. And it cannot be restored until the peace breakers are removed. The white man is a peace breaker. He's a deceiver. He's a liar and a murderer. Is that correct? He's all the above. So teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So let me read a few words. I got to, because you know the problem with Negroes, so-called Negroes, we don't read. We don't read the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We don't even listen to the messenger, do we? We don't read or listen to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we have to take the words of Elijah and force feed you. We've got to do it. You've got to know what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us concerning the fall of America and his war of Armageddon. Every week, Minister Eric Muhammad's lectures are based on this actual fast board. Every week, I come up here, prepare the way for him. He comes up and ties in what was discussed in the opening with his main lecture for the day. He does it each and every Sunday and does an excellent job. We know this, but our love for the white man being black bodies with white heads. We take it for granted, right? We take Master Farad Muhammad for granted, right? We take the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for granted, don't we? Boy, I tell you, we believe in the seen and the unseen, don't we? Ooh, and I'm telling you, we don't have much more time to play. You keep on sitting there and watching me tell you about this actual fast board. And week after week, you don't make no decision. Come on. You just sit there and watch me come up here. Parakeet, you like it. Art. Then Mr. Eric comes behind me, puts it all together, and you still sit there and have made no decision. As if you got all the time in the world, right? The time is up for the white man, which means your decision must be made immediately. You need to make it today if possible. Why wait? Fly to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. The coming of Allah, so teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad in search for the black lost members of their nation today, is to make himself known. Y'all didn't hear that. So he can conquer our captives. Who are our captives? America, right? By using weapons against which they have no power. Now, what weapons can Allah use wherein the devil has no power? The forces of nature, is that correct? They have no defense against the forces of nature. None. The weapons of war used by God in the past history. Think, as I'm reading this, be looking at this actual facts board and be determining or weighing in the facts to make a decision. Whose side are you on in this war? Because for sure we know the losers of this war is the white man, America. She will lose in this war. Those of you who choose to be on her side when you are asked, and you will be asked, whose side are you on, right? You will be asked. And if you choose the Christian side, as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, you will be told where to go. Is that correct? He also goes on to say that if you choose or tell Scientists who ask you whose side are you on, if you are on the Muslim side, Allah's side, you will be taken to what? A zone of safety. You will be taken somewhere to safety. Is that correct? So do you want to live or die? That's the bottom line. If you believe in America, if you think Christianity is God's religion, which it is not, it wasn't even Jesus' religion, was it? Think over that. He never in one day of his life heard anything about Christianity. Then on top of that, the devil killed Jesus, right? Then he kills Jesus and tells you that Jesus is your personal Lord and Savior. Does that make any sense? If you have any logic at all, does that make any sense? The very prophet Jesus, our brother, that the devil killed, he goes behind him, that and tells you that the prophet that he killed is your Lord and Savior. That's the biggest deception in the history of deception, right? The deceivers and the deceived, right? All praise is due to Allah. For our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he teaches us that Noah's people, Lot's people, and Moses' people are an example of what he will use today. Did y'all just hear this? The weapons are the forces of nature against which we have no defense. You cannot defend these weapons, right? No. Nothing you can do. So you better choose wisely, black man and black woman. We've got to choose wisely here. America is under such divine attacks now. Did I say it yesterday or next week? No, right now. As I'm talking to you, America is under divine attacks. Is that correct? Yes, sir. In storms as rain, we can hail and earthquakes. The latter is yet to come or take place, pardon. A terrific drought also is on its way to against America, and we cannot take the words of Elijah for granted. Here's a man taught and raised by God himself. The man who had the words of God put in his mouth, that he's delivering to us in this message to the black man. We cannot take these words for granted. The book must be fulfilled. The Bible and Holy Quran both refer to all that the messenger teaches us, right? This is the divine judgment to bring vicious America to her knees. I've always said she's already on one knee, right? She's on one knee right now. It's going to take one final blow before she's on both of her knees, admitting that Allah is the greatest. Is that correct? She's on one knee, about to be on both knees. She, America, hates the people of God. That's you. She hates you, black man, black woman. And the Negroes do not know, that's you, so-called Negroes, do not know that they are really the people of God. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know we are the chosen people of God, which is why his coming is to separate us from this devil. We must be separated. We can pray later, but we got to get out of the way, right? Get out of the way. Because if you can get out of the way now and let Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, do what he has to do to this devil, we're going to have all the time we need to pray after that, right? Come on. Get out of the way now. Fire is coming upon America. This is not to be played with. And this is not to be made mockery of. You can sit here and watch, hear all this good teaching coming from Muhammad Temple 15 and do nothing about it, right? Wait. No phone calls. No. To get a temple established in your area. You hear this good teaching. Not one soldier ready to stand up. Let me call these brothers. Right. How you gonna hear this teaching from Minister Eric and now Muhammad don't got no soldiers? Where the soldiers at? All this strong teaching coming from Minister Eric Muhammad, calling on some soldiers for Elijah. You hear this teaching, fire every week coming from this microphone. And now one brother calls to get the temple established in this area. Why? Scared. What you? Muhammad don't make no punks. And he damn sure don't make no cowards. That's what the white man makes, right? He makes punks. He makes cowards, right? So as long as you under his rule and his foot is on your neck, what did that make you? Who refused to stand up for Elijah? Makes you a punk and a coward, right? Take that how you want. If you don't like it, you can find, I'm not hard to find, you can inbox, reach me, and we can have further discussion, right? Stop sitting on the couch. We've got to stand up. Muhammad needs soldiers, right? He needs soldiers. You cannot say you love this teaching and continue to sit on the couch. We don't believe you. I'm sorry, we don't believe you. You got to show and prove this. Mere belief counts for nothing. Come on. And let's carry it into practice. Come on. I don't see too much practicing going on here. You're watching Minister Eric Muhammad like this is a TV show. And it's not. Right. We keeping the blood off our hands, right? 3/18/1247. Come on. The fall is real. Yes, sir. Wake up, black man. Choose right now. Make your decision. And once you make it, if you choose to be on the winning team, headed by Master Farad Muhammad, it's all good. You need to write him a letter then, don't you? Right. If you think he is the victor in this war, the one to establish you in a land wherein freedom, justice, and equality are the staples of this land, which it will be, getting rid of slavery, suffering, death, and the ones who impose that on us, the devil, the white man, the skunk of the planet Earth. That's what he is. He is the skunk of the planet Earth. His filth stinks in the nostrils of God. Is that correct? This is why we refer to him in our lessons as the skunk of the planet Earth. He must be removed. That religion of Christianity must be removed. We've got to get out of the white man's name, right? We cannot stress that enough. Once you write your letter and then successfully recite, you get an X, right? You get your X. Now your last name is unknown, brother. We don't know your last name anymore after you get that X, right? You are whoever such and such X. John X, Michael X, Bill X. Your last name is unknown to us until you are given that by the Savior in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. These are the instructions that we must hear and obey. You must get reverence. If you believe in these teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that he got, which are really the teachings of Master Farad Muhammad. That's right. Through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Y'all playing. Y'all playing. You got to wake up. Choose wisely. Do you want to live or die? This is what this whole meeting is. Life or death, right? Your rejection of Elijah ends in your death, right? Your acceptance of Elijah as your leader, teacher, and guide, because he was made the door by Master Farad Muhammad, by which we got to go through. He's the door. Elijah is the door. You got to go through Elijah to get to Farad. Point blank, period. Right. Those are take it or leave it, right? I'm not going to debate. We're not going to have an argument. I'm giving you divine revelation directly from the pen of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. What more can I give you? I don't have any teaching to give you. I'm sharing with you in which what I believe in and what I believe to be the truth. And we stand fast by the truth, right? To wake up the black man and black woman to make a choice that will save your life. It's imperative. We might not stand before you next week. We might not stand before you in 2 weeks from now, right? Next month. Who knows? Only one knows, right? Only one knows the time and the hour. And if you don't know who that one is, this is Master Farad Muhammad. That time is only known to him. Is that correct? But what we can tell you is that that time is close. We can look at the signs, right? And we see the time is close. This is the divine judgment to bring vicious America to her knees. She America, hates. See, that flew over your head. She hates the people of God, which is us, right? This is the great truth, brothers and sisters, that you must come into the knowledge of. And that is that you are a member of the family of God. Think over that. You are a member of the family of God. And not a member of the family of the devil. Think over that. But you follow the devil, so teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? We follow the devil. Contrary to your own nation. The natural man, the black man, is of God himself. Think over these things. See, this is what the white man don't teach you, which makes him what? A deceiver. He don't teach you these things because it's not in his nature to do so, right? We have been deceived of righteousness, right? We have been deceived of justice, right? And equality by the arch deceiver. The arch deceiver is the deceiver of all deceivers, right? And who is that? Or who is the arch deceiver over the devil? The white man. No one. It is he himself. We have been taken from the knowledge of self. Think over that as being the true people of God. And that God is presently seeking us to place us again, into the orbit of the divine supreme being. Think over that, where we can rotate in submission to the will of God as the entire universe is doing. Man, that was powerful right there. Except the white race, right? They had no part in this. We cannot set up a better government for our people by using the corrupt political activities of this people. Is that true? Which are the arch deceivers. All of their work, talking about America, was based upon deceiving the nation, right? Not to bring them into friendly brotherhood and prosperity for the black man. Even today, after 100 years of so-called freedom, so-called, he is still against you going free. This is your trouble today, brother and sister. You are deceived, and deceived by the enemy you think is a friend, right? You think is an advisor to you, right? He's really your enemy. And his whole purpose is to drag you into a lake of fire with him. Take note of what he offers you. He is offering you only temporary enjoyment. We don't want temporary enjoyment, do we? Our God offers us permanent enjoyment, right? And freedom, justice, and equality in a land of our own, where Master Farad Muhammad is the ruler. Is that correct? Think over these things. And not a permanent enjoyment for your people. We want some earth and not a temporary room, right? In the house of our enemy. Is that correct? Yes. See, that's why God is going to come remove this stuff. Put us in our own land where the white man will not be allowed. He will have no part in ruling in that land with him. None of the rules and laws of America will be applied in this new land with him. Because in the destruction of America, everything will be destroyed, and nothing of this present world that we live in comes into the hereafter, right? Even down to the language. In the hereafter, Ain't gonna be no good morning, is it? We ain't gonna be walking around, brother, good afternoon, brother. How you doing? What it do? No, sir. We won't even know the English language, will we? Come on. Y'all playing. 20 years after America is destroyed, what did the messenger teach us, brother? No. We won't even know this. We won't even remember the English language, right? And we sitting here playing. We got to wake up. This, the God of justice and truth, will force you to do. Did he say he will ask you to do? Or will plead with you? He said will force you to do before he will be defeated, right? His purpose and aim is to reunite us to our own. You see these two brothers with their hands joined against each other across continents, across the ocean. That's joining unto our own. That's what we're talking about when we say join us into our own kind, black man and woman. Mm-hmm. He will fight the arch deceiver. He who? Master Farad Muhammad, right? He will fight the arch deceiver. And the arch deceiver will be defeated. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. He will fight it with the forces of nature. Think about that. And with his own wisdom, which has no evil, to make you and the enemy bow to his will. And you will bow to his will, whether you like it or not. This is the day that cannot be averted, right? You will bow in submission, whether you want to or not. How do I know that? Well, the messenger just said he will force you to bow in submission, correct? Think over these things. This is the judgment right here of the world, and especially of the white man in America. He's being judged. Who has been here for 400 years, living between the two oceans, right? The Atlantic and the Pacific, to do as he pleases. The slave, you and I, is deprived of the freedom to do as he pleases, but to do as the slave master pleases, right? And those pleases that we do at the wishes of the slave master do not please Allah, the person the Master Farad Muhammad do. No, sir. What we need is to unite. That's it. We've got to unite, black man and black women, but not under this flag of America and not as black Christians, right? That ain't gonna work. We've already tried to unite like that. It ain't working, is it? Is it working? Have we came together and united as black Christians? No, we haven't, and it ain't gonna never happen because, first of all, we're not Christians. Black man, black woman, you are not Christian. You are Muslim by nature, whether you want to believe that or not. You're not a Christian. Your personal Lord and Savior ain't no white prophet, or not white prophet, but what they say, a white Jesus. Come on, Jesus wasn't even white. Jesus was one of our righteous brothers and a prophet. Come on, he was a black man. No. Just like you and I are black. His father and mother was black, right? We ain't dealing with no immaculate conceptions, right? Right. Some spook came around Mary and next thing you know, she's pregnant. Nah, that's not how nature works, is it? It takes a man and a woman to give birth to a son or a daughter. Is that correct? Think over these things. We need to unite, not demanding and marching all over the country. Are y'all listening to this? Because that's what we're doing now, right? We going all across, demanding, begging, pleading, sitting in, occupying this and that, begging them, marching all over the country to live near the white man in his home. So teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But demand a separate place for us in this country and help us with the means of civilization as he had to get started. Limiting the time to get started within the next 20 or 25 years. Think over these things. They deceived the so-called Negro under temptation, filth, right? Indecency, and a promise that they will be given jobs and a new home. Think over these things. Next door to the very devil himself, right? In the same territory which their very nature is against and which is without any future. There's no future in this country. There's no future for America. But you can sit there and believe that all you want. It is temporary enjoyment, right? We want something permanent, right? Give us a few of these states to live in to ourselves, which we have well earned with 400 years of free labor. But that ship has sailed, right? That ship has sailed. We don't want that. Now it's time for you to be removed. We pleaded, the messenger pleaded. He has a program. You read the program, Mr. White Man, but you have not accepted the terms and conditions of that program. You have not met any of the terms and conditions that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has stated in this program, have you? So we do not look for you to give us anything right at this point, right? We wait for God himself to remove you. And he is in the workings of doing right now. Remove you off of our planet. As it once was, there was no white people on this planet. That day is coming again. That day is coming again. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end, right? The first stripe in the flag of the white man is red. The last stripe is red. Black man and woman. You've got to wake up. Make a choice that is smart, that is wise. Follow the most powerful black man in America. That's the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He can get you, because he is the door, he can get you to God himself in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. We just got to go through Elijah. He said Master Farad Muhammad made him a door, right? Think over that. We got to go through Elijah to get to Farad. Wake up, brother. Wake up, sister. It is temporary enjoyment. We want something permanent, right? When he sees that his life and your life are at stake, to try to accept these present plans filled with deceit to the Negro, both you and he will welcome an opportunity to agree on the kind of program, right? The messenger goes on to say, unite with me, not me, but unite with Elijah. Unite with Elijah, Black America, for your salvation. All praise is due to Allah, for our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. If we are ready, if we have heard anything that was just said to you, if we believe, if we say we believe, I mean, mere belief counts for nothing unless carried into practice. I'm not interested in your belief. I'm interested in your action, right? Stand up, black man. Stand up, black woman. Muhammad needs soldiers. Not cowards, but soldiers, right? All praises due to Allah, our leader, teacher, and God, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So our lecture title for this afternoon is Justice for Jayland Walker. Come on. Everything that we just went over had everything to do with justice for Jayland Walker. Hey, everything. But you don't believe that. We got a voice coming to this microphone. It's hard, heavy, and strong on behalf of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. 40 years in the game. Listen closely intelligently, and while you're listening to him teach, think over your own condition. So please welcome to the microphone the strongest voice for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, Brother Minister Eric Muhammad, as I greet you as I came before you. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam,
Oh. Assalamu alaikum. In the most holy name of Allah, who came to us, the black man and the black woman here in the hills of North America, in the divine person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, and the one God to whom all holy praise is due forever, the Lord of all the worlds. We forever thank him for his coming and for his raising up in our midst a divine leader, a divine teacher, and a divine guide in the personage of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the last and the greatest messenger of Allah. So it is in their two great names that I would like to greet you once again, my beloved black brothers and sisters in the nation of Islam's greeting words of peace in the Arabic language, which is indeed the original language of the original black man. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Oh.
For those of you, and there should always be a few, who are unfamiliar with the words Assalamu alaikum, they simply mean, when you translate them from the black man's language of Arabic into the white man's language of English, may the peace of God be with you. I hope that you heard what I just said and that you were paying attention. May the peace of God be with you. That's the long version. Assalamu alaikum literally means peace be unto you, but there is no peace except that peace come from the author of peace, and the author of peace is God Almighty himself. And God has a name. In fact, he has many names, but his most proper name. Did I say Jehovah is not proper? Did I say Elohim is not proper? Did I say any of God's names are not proper? I said his most proper name. That means he has many names, and all of his names are proper to call him by, but his most proper name, the name that is more proper than all the other proper names, is the name Allah. Why is the name Allah the most proper name of God? Because the name Allah, so teaches the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is that one name that covers all of the names of God in one. Everybody all right? All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So Assalamu alaikum means may the peace of God be with you. We as black people here in the hills of North America, no matter how corny it may sound, we need the peace of God to be with us. Because for the last 400, nearly 500 years, it is beyond 450. We're at 460, 9 years now?
And
For the past 469 years, we have had absolutely nothing but hell. And that hell that we have had has been from the devil himself. And so a people who have suffered hell from the devil for 469 years need the peace of God to be with him. Is everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, before we begin teaching our subject today, justice for Jayland Walker, I'd like to express appreciation for Minister Alonzo X and his representation of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad before I came to the microphone. You know, I like to say that it's a tough job coming up here and giving the preliminary remarks, because when you are giving the preliminary remarks, you know, people have a tendency not to pay as close attention as they should.
Teach on that.
Talk like to me.
Yes, sir.
As I was in the back, stranding Minister Alonzo,
I knew it too.
as I often do,
I knew it.
I heard him teaching on the actual facts board, and I heard him relating what the actual board or actual facts board teaches, relating it to the times and what is going on in today's times.
Come on.
What really struck me was when he emphasized that we don't have very much time to continue to wait and see
We playing.
what's going to happen. We don't have very much time. And so I would like to again express appreciation for his representation of Messenger Elijah Muhammad before I came to the microphone. Now, I don't intend to be up here for a long time this afternoon.
Lamb chops.
Cut it out. Because I have not eaten since Thursday.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And I don't mean any disrespect, but I have something better to do with my mouth today than to be standing up here running it at you all day. All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I chose the subject justice
Go ahead.
for Jayland Walker this afternoon because in the news,
Come on.
we read where the grand jury that has been seated to look over evidence
Come on.
in the case of the murder of young Jayland Walker in Akron, Ohio, this past June of 2022. The grand jury that has been seated to look at evidence in this murder has been looking at evidence for the whole week, and they're going to continue through until tomorrow. And we don't know exactly when, but the devil is saying that they expect a decision on whether or not to charge the officers in his murder, because that's what it was. It was a murder.
Teach.
The grand jury is going to decide whether or not to charge the officers. They say a decision is expected either tomorrow or Tuesday. The white man in Akron is reporting, and they're also reporting in Cleveland, that in Akron, they're boarding up downtown business.
Uh-oh.
They're barricading certain areas of downtown Akron for the fear that there will be rioting and violence. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
The no good black Christian preachers,
Say that.
as usual,
That's right. Yeah, with the sight.
are calling on their people to be peaceful and non-violent. Talk black to
Same
me.
old song, brother, man.
I'm not against peace. I'm not against non-violence. as followers of Messenger Elijah Muhammad, we are non-violent. But we are non-violent with those who are non-violent with us.
Exactly.
Which means we are violent as hell
Okay.
with those who are violent with us. Talk back to me.
That's right.
So the no good black Christian preachers are saying to their black brothers and sisters in the city of Akron, Ohio, we want peace.
Go ahead.
We want non-violence. If you're going to protest, be peaceful, be non-violent. Certain political leaders, business and professional leaders, they're all saying the same thing, but as I have said in several lectures recently, it's funny how you march and you protest and you say no justice, no peace.
Go ahead. So serious. Come on.
No justice, no peace.
Go ahead.
But even though justice is nowhere in sight, you come and you call for peace.
Teach. Come on.
Listen. I'm not telling you to pick up a brick and throw it through nobody's window. But if you don't mean it when you say no justice, no peace, then damn it, don't say it.
Go ahead.
Talk black to me. Why are you shouting no justice, no peace in the streets? And then calling for peace without justice in the suites?
That's right.
What you mean in the suites? You know what a suite is. I don't mean SWEAT. I mean SUITE, the suites.
Come on.
You go to an office building, and the offices are called what? Suites. Talk black to me. The Negro leadership of Black America are those Negroes that I refer to as the Negroes in the suites.
That's right.
Y'all ain't listening to me. But the masses of our people,
Watching the Braun right
on whose necks the foot of the oppressor remains, we are those that's in the streets. So in the streets, we say no justice, no peace. But in the suites, they say we want peace when there's no justice in the streets.
Go ahead.
Y'all ain't listening to me
Go
this
ahead.
afternoon.
Watching the Braun.
Did you know that when a grand jury is seated to look at evidence to see whether or not they're going to charge the officers in these murders of black people, that the police are allowed to testify before the grand jury? Now, a regular citizen doesn't get that. But police are allowed to testify before the grand jury. This is why the lawyer representing the family, Mr. Bobby DiCello, said the grand jury process is stacked against the family of those, in this particular case, Mr. Walker, but the families of those who suffer the loss of their loved ones at the hands of police violence. Y'all follow me?
Yes, sir.
If you had a case that you might catch, and a grand jury was seated to hear evidence on whether to charge you with something, you can't testify before the grand jury.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But the police are allowed to. So here comes the white man with his bag of tricks.
Go ahead.
Knowing that this stacking against the victims of police violence is something that has been talked about. he makes sure he puts in his newspaper. Well, the 8 officers who were involved in the shooting will not testify before the grand jury. And we're supposed to feel as though some justice has been served.
Right.
But guess who's able to talk to the grand jury? Police union. Are you serious? Police union. Use of force experts. They're allowing to testify to the grand jury.
Come on.
Or before the grand jury.
Go ahead.
What do you think use of force experts are going to say to this grand jury? They're going to stress the point that the officers believed reasonably that Jayland Walker was reaching for a weapon, and that's why they discharged their weapons. Do you honestly believe that use of force experts are going to go before the grand jury and say to the grand jury, looking at the video evidence,
come on,
we see no reason for the officers to have discharged their weapons? Are you crazy? Talk black to me.
Teach. Go ahead.
So the use of force experts that get to testify on behalf of the officers. There is no indication, no justification to believe that their testimony will not be totally and completely leaning towards justifying the actions of the officers. Police unions routinely back their officers in bad shootings.
Go ahead.
When have you seen an officer involved in a bad shooting? When have you seen an officer involved in an extrajudicial killing of an unarmed black man or woman?
Say that.
When have you seen a police union not jump up and down screaming in support of the officer? When have you seen this? When have you ever seen the police union come out and speak evil, speak ill of the officers? Now, I can't remember, but in the recent murder of Tyree Nichols, did you hear from the police union? I'm not saying, I'm asking.
I don't remember.
Somebody put a comment somewhere. I won't see it until the lecture is over. But I don't remember the police union there in Memphis, Tennessee, coming out speaking evil of the officers who beat Mr. Nichols to death. If they did, okay. But I don't remember much being made, if anything at all, about any police union spokesperson or persons coming out strongly condemning the actions of the officers in the death of Tyree Nichols. Police unions, whether they did or didn't in Mr. Nichols' case, routinely, before an investigation even begins, they are 100% behind their officers. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
In the case of Mr. Walker, the police union made its position extremely clear early on in the game that they were behind their officers. Talk black to me. So you have the police union, you have use of force experts, which means you have a grand jury that is going to hear from them, and they are going to be presenting testimony that is heavily leaning towards exonerating the officers for their actions against young Mr. Walker. The fix is in.
That's right.
The fix is in.
That's right.
From the beginning.
When these officers committed this act of murder, the police chief would not even release their names.
Come on.
Go ahead.
They're using terms like transparency. I mean, they're going so far as to fake this so-called transparency. We're going to be as transparent as possible. They've gone so far as to hold at least 2, maybe more, community conversations that are designed to provide as much information as possible with respect to use of force, grand jury proceedings. But you still won't release the officers' names. In addition to not releasing the officers' names, which would be transparency. Why is it important that we have the names of the officers? The reason it's important that we have the names of the officers is once we have the names of the officers, we can investigate the record of the officers. Talk black to me. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
We can look at all 8 of the officers and see, have they had use of force issues in the past? How many complaints have there been against them? How many disciplinary actions have been taken against them? How long have they been on the force? We can look at their strengths and weaknesses and see whether any of those weaknesses would tend to point to them being unjustified in the murder of Mr. Walker. Are you listening to me?
Loud and clear, sir.
So I'm saying to the white man of Akron and the Negro puppets, tools, and toms that are dancing on your strings.
Go ahead.
Without the names of those officers, your claim to be transparent is a joke at best.
Go ahead.
There is so much more information that we are not being given access to by virtue of you not giving us the names of the officers. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Not long after Mr. Walker's murder, and while the BCI of Ohio, the state of Ohio, is in the middle of its investigation, the chief of police, the same one who would not release their names, put them officers back to work. I mean,
Really?
Go ahead.
really? Put them back to work. They've been back to work for weeks. While
Investigation
the Bureau of Criminal Investigation for the state of Ohio
is going on.
was going on. Talk black to me.
Don't make sense, but
I want you to give me one indication whatsoever that there is anything remotely resembling justice anywhere over the horizon when it comes to the murder of of Jayland Walker. There's no reason at all. What are they preparing for? Why are you preparing for rioting and violence? Talk black to me. Why are you not confident that a just decision is going to be rendered in the case of the seating of this grand jury? Why are you not confident that there will be no need for rioting or violence in the minds of the black so-called citizens of Akron, Ohio? It is because you in the city of Akron, Ohio, do not believe that these officers are going to be indicted. I am not predicting that they won't be, but I am expecting that they won't be. And I have every right to expect that they won't be, because you damn crackers in Akron, Ohio are expecting that they won't be. Talk black to me. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
It is absolute insanity to believe that if their names, their identities are being protected, that they'll be indicted. Y'all ain't listening. It is absolutely insane to believe that if they can be put back to work while the investigation is going on, that they will be indicted. Chief Millett says that if the officers are not indicted, he will still not release their names. Their names will only be released if they are indicted.
Come on, brother, man.
All of this we suffer. As Minister Alonzo explained to you before I came to the microphone, all of this we suffer. All of this injustice.
Come on, man.
You fire over 90 shots at this unarmed young black man.
Come on.
Over 60 of them hit the brother.
Hey.
They keep saying he was shot 46 times, as if they think we don't remember them telling us they shot him 62 times.
Right.
Talk black to me. They act like we don't remember the family lawyer who was allowed to view the body cam video before the public was able to see it. How so many of those shots were being fired into Jayland Walker's body while he was on the ground. And his body was jumping.
Go ahead.
As the result of the shots striking his prone body.
Come on.
Talk black to me. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So they shoot the brother down like a dog. They lie. They falsely claim that he fired a shot at them early on in the chase. That's a lie. He did not fire that shot. Oh, you can't say that. The hell I can.
Go ahead.
You want me to believe this man is fleeing desperately from the police and somehow takes his left hand because he's driving. What did he do? Open the door and fire a shot out the door at the police? Who the hell does that? What did he do? Roll the window down or press the button, roll the window down, stick his hand out while he's driving and shoot at the police? They did not see a gun firing anything at him. He did not fire a gun. They say a gun was found in the vehicle after the vehicle was stopped. They didn't shot and killed the man. Now they say they found a gun in the vehicle. There was no clip in the gun. Y'all all right? There was no clipping. And they found a ring, an engagement ring of some sort, some kind of ring next to the gun. But the gun, if I remember correctly, was in the back seat. Talk black to me. This is what the police union and or the use of force experts are going to be testifying to the grand jury. They are going to stress that police were fired upon by Mr. Walker during the chase. Why? This justifies them having the attitude of feeling threatened. This justifies them upon the vehicle stopping, being in such mode as to be ready to fire upon Mr. Walker. This is a dangerous, fleeing felon who has fired upon officers. So the officers, when the car is stopped and he jumps out, they ready and set to go. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
This is why they keep stressing the gun found in the car and the shot supposedly fired before the car pulled over. Then they're going to testify to what they did with the video to make it seem as though when Jayland Walker was running, he turned around and appeared to be reaching towards his waistband.
Right, come on.
So here's a dangerous fleeing felon who has already fired a shot at officers. Officers have no reason to believe he doesn't still have that weapon on him. He's running and appears to turn around and reach down towards his waistband. So officers reasonably concluded that their lives and the lives of their fellow officers were in danger, and this is why they fired upon Mr. Walker. This is the case that's going to be presented to the grand jury. So the fix is in. We know that police officers routinely plant weapons on victims of their illegal violence. We know they do this. We've seen it a million times.
Come on.
Talk black to me.
Yes, sir.
They're also going to claim that there was a cartridge of some sort that is consistent
That's the story, right?
with the narrative. They went back to where the shot was supposedly fired and they found
A what?
a cartridge.
Oh, come on, man.
Stop playing.
Come on, bro.
This is what's going to be presented to the grand jury.
They're going to eat it up, right?
You know they're going to eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to eat it like we going to in the
It's dripping, man.
So please, somebody tell me what indication. I mean, you got these Negro puppets, tools, and
Come on.
toms
Come on.
saying, let the system work its way.
What's this?
What are you talking about? Let the system work. Let the system do its job. Or I don't even know the exact quotes that they're saying, but they're basically saying, let's wait on the grand jury and what it decides.
Right.
Y'all all right?
Good news. Good news.
What do you mean wait and see what the grand jury is going to decide?
Come on, goodness.
As I said, there is absolutely no indication whatsoever that there is any will in the system that is responsible for Jayland Walker's murder in the first place, that there's any will in that system to give justice to the family. You won't even release the officers' names. You shoot this man down, and after you shoot the man down, protests erupt.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
Protests erupt, and the same Akron police force that is guilty of having murdered several before Jayland Walker, they have a history of doing this. Y'all all right?
Great.
The same Akron police force begin beating and brutalizing peaceful protesters.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't listening.
Mm.
They say peace, nonviolence. But we have those officers on video punching repeatedly handcuffed protesters.
Mm-hmm.
We have them beating protesters who were not rioting. Y'all ain't listening.
Yeah.
Protesters who just said something that offended the officers. Officers beating protesters and locking them up. Talk black to me.
Oh.
Another outrage. Even going so far as to arrest small children, at least one.
Mm.
And the chief of police gives permission to the officers to cover their badges so that you can't identify the officers who are committing these
Crimes.
you might as well call them crimes.
That's what they are.
That's what they are.
Yep.
Who are committing these acts of violence against peaceful protesters. You can't find their names.
Mm.
You can't see their badge numbers.
Mm.
You can't identify them. What incentive is there for an officer to act properly if the officer knows that their identity will be shielded?
Right. Mm.
There's no way to prove that they did what any complainant might say
Right.
they did.
Right.
Another outrage. And then, like I said, you demonize Jayland Walker from the time of his murder all the way until the seating of the grand jury. You demonize him in your white media.
See?
Talk black to me.
See? Oh.
Poisoning the already white racist poison minds
Go ahead, man. Mm.
and any Negro puppets, tools, and toms that might also be on the grand jury.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Poisoning the minds of those whom you would see on the grand jury against Mr. Walker. You're not demonizing the officers. You won't even mention their names. But you're demonizing Mr. Walker. All right?
Come on.
Now, in the event, and I have every reason to believe it will happen, in the event
Come on, brother.
that the grand jury does not indict the officers,
Uh-oh.
where do we go from here?
Yeah. Good question.
Well, what you mean, where do we go from here? You in Atlanta. You don't have nothing to do with this.
Right. Bull. That's where you're wrong. Wrong.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Did you know one of the registered members of our temple is from Akron, Ohio?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
So what the hell are you talking about? I have nothing to do with it.
Come on, brother minister.
You're assuming I have nothing to do with this.
And we,
You look at the temple, you count how many people are or are not in the chairs.
that's old, man.
you size me up and you size us up.
Yep.
And you make your determinations and you don't know what the hell you determining.
Right.
You just another jackass making another determination. We have a registered member of our temple who is from Akron, Ohio.
That's right.
Talk black to me. Why am I seeing so many news stories about the situation in Akron coming from news outlets in Cleveland, Ohio? Because Akron is a satellite. I don't care if you say it's not. Akron is a satellite of Cleveland. Talk black to me. If something happened in Norcross, where you gonna see the news? Atlanta. Right. Something happened somewhere in Henry County, where you gonna see the news? Atlanta. Something happened in Stockbridge, where you gonna see the news? Atlanta. Talk black to me. So something happens in Akron, you see it reported in Cleveland. Right or wrong?
Go ahead. That's right.
We are also in the process of setting up a temple in Cleveland.
Right. Come on. Come on, brother minister.
How in the hell you gonna tell me I don't have nothing to do with something in Ohio?
How you gonna tell the minister of Elijah that period?
When Ohio is about to run us out the temple.
Go ahead.
Talk black to me.
Go ahead.
Between Akron and Cleveland.
Right. Come on.
I mean, hell. So don't think we have nothing to do with it. So when I ask the question, in the event that there is no indictment, where do we go from here?
Come on.
Where do we go from here?
Lay it down, brother minister.
Well, where have we come from to here?
Right.
You know, there's a saying, if you don't know your past, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Where do we go from here? How did we get to here? How do you answer the question, where do we go from here, if you don't first answer the question, how in the hell did we get here?
Come on.
How did we get here? Did we get here not trusting white people? Or did we get here trusting white people?
The latter.
Talk black to me. I don't expect you lost bounds, disbelievers, whatever we could identify you as, those of you who are not members of the Nation of Islam. I don't expect you to accept this. But for members of the Nation of Islam, we're asked the question, can the devil fool a Muslim?
Here we go.
Can the devil fool a Muslim? Now, who is the devil?
Come on.
What is a devil? Minister Alonzo said the goddamn white man.
Right.
What is a devil?
200, please.
Who is the devil? Is the devil something immaterial? Is the devil a spirit?
No.
Or is the devil a human being? Talk black to me.
The white man.
You know that Muslims teach that the white man is the devil. And that means the white woman too.
That's right. Go ahead.
You know that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that the whole white race is nothing but a race of devils. and you know that we are accused of race hatred,
Come on. Hey.
hate speech.
Hey, teacher. Come on, brother.
We're called the Black Ku Klux Klan.
Go ahead.
We're called black racists.
Right.
Right or wrong?
Right.
Because we say the whole white race is nothing but a race of devils. Well, what is a devil?
Go ahead.
Why do you label us as race haters?
Come on.
Because we say the whole white race is a race of devils. You come back at us and you say you're making a blanket indictment of all white people. You damn right we're making a blanket indictment of all white people. But what is the basis? What kind of blanket are we using to indict all white people?
Come on.
Don't just tell me I'm making a blanket indictment against white folks.
We got
We're not
solid evidence.
arguing against that. Yes, I'm making a blanket indictment against every white human being on the face of the planet Earth.
Go ahead.
So what?
Teach.
What's your point?
Come on, brother.
How do you determine that that necessarily means that I'm teaching race hatred? You don't know what you're talking about.
That's right.
When we say the white race is a race of devils, we're not name calling.
Go ahead. God said they was the devil. Shoot.
He ain't name calling either.
Go ahead, brother.
When we say the white race is a race of devils, that's not the same thing as saying all white people are hunkies.
Go ahead. Ha. Come on.
If we said all white people are hunkies, that's name calling.
Right.
If we said all white people are peckerwood,
That's right.
that's name calling. If we said all white people are crackers, that's name calling.
Come on, brother Mills.
But if we say all white people are devils,
Come
that's
on.
not name
Go
calling.
ahead.
Devil ain't no name we call a white man. Devil is what the white man is. Talk black to me.
Teach, brother Mills.
What is a devil?
Uh-oh. He grabbed it live. German.
What do we mean when we say the whole white race is a race of devils?
Grabbed it live.
Does it mean we are saying the whole white race is guilty of racist discrimination against non-white people? So you start picking out individual white people who don't behave in a racist manner towards black people, and you say, because of that, this blanket that we, the Nation of Islam, throw on all white people is unjust, therefore it's race hate.
Right.
It's prejudice. It's doing to white people the same thing that white people do to us. The hell it is. The hell it is. What is a devil? Well, how many times you gonna ask? Why don't you tell us? A devil, so teaches God himself through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, is a grafted man. Y'all ain't listening?
That's right, Dang.
A grafted man. Now, what does the term grafted mean?
Uh-oh.
What is grafting?
Come on. Teach him. Teach him.
Now, there are some of you that are halfway educated, and you can divorce yourself from your emotions for about 2 or 3 seconds and go to your education. What is grafting? There's nothing emotional about grafting. Grafting is science. Talk black to me.
Yeah.
Grafting is genetics. What is grafting? Grafting is selective breeding.
Come on.
So when we say a devil is a grafted man, I'm not finished, but I'm stopping at grafted man.
Go ahead.
That's not all the devil is,
That's right.
but that's one of the principal things that a devil is. A grafted man. Well, what is a grafted man? A grafted man is a human being that was selectively bred to be what he or she is. They are what they are as the result of selective breeding.
That's right.
Meaning the process that produced them was not nature. It was not natural. It was taking that which is natural and selectively breeding something from nature into something else that's not a part of nature. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
There is absolutely nothing natural about a human being being white.
That's right. Come on.
You ain't listening. You just assume that because there are human beings by the hundreds of millions on our planet that are Caucasian, that, well, it's just natural. The hell it is. It is not natural to be a human being and be white. That's not natural. In order for you to be a human being and be a white person, you have to be selectively bred. Y'all ain't listening. There are two, I'm going to use the term, but one isn't, meaning black. Black is not a color. It's the essence of all color. But just for functionality's sake, there are two colors of human beings that are natural, that are produced by nature. Ain't nobody listening this afternoon.
Game on.
There are, because the game is on. Okay.
They're watching LeBron play.
They're watching LeBron. Okay.
That's right.
No problem. There are two colors for the few of you watching.
Go ahead.
That are natural, that nature itself produces with respect to human beings. One is black and the other is brown. But the brown I'm talking about is so damn brown you can almost not distinguish it from black. Talk black to me.
Teach.
You got deep, dark, charcoal black.
Purple black.
And then you have that deep, dark, chocolate brown that looks almost black. You can hardly distinguish it.
Teach.
Those are the two natural colors for the human being. And prior to 6,000 years ago, except for the rare cases of genetic mutation, no human being was not either black or so brown they look black. There was not a single human being except for those produced by genetic mutation. You know, every now and then you get an albino.
That's right.
Talk black to me. But the whole population of the planet Earth was either black or so near black. That's how dark brown they were.
Come on.
There was no brown race of people.
Teach.
There was no yellow race of people.
Come on.
There was no white race of people. There was no red race of people.
Teach.
Are you listening to me?
Sure.
Prior to 6,709 years ago,
Go ahead there. Come on.
not one human being other than albinos,
Come on.
genetic mutation, very rare cases, not one was anything other than us. Everybody on the planet besides albinos was very much darker than me.
Teach.
Are y'all listening?
Teach.
That's That's the natural color of the human being.
Teach selective breeding.
Where the hell did we get white human beings from?
Teach.
I'm asking and then answering the question, what is a devil? Can the devil fool a Muslim?
Ooh.
Those are two questions I'm dealing with. First, what is a devil? And can the devil fool a Muslim?
Uh-oh.
Talk back to me.
Well,
You have to selectively breed from the black man over a period of years by using a law of birth control. That's selective breeding, birth control. You have to selectively breed black people over a period of time. How much time? 600 years. In order to produce a white man from a black man. It'll take you 200 years just to get a brown man from the black man.
Listen.
I'm talking of, when I say a brown man, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about a race.
Teach.
It'll take you 200 years selectively breeding black people to produce a brown race of people. It'll take you another 200 years selectively breeding from a brown race of people to produce a yellow race of people. And it'll take another 200 years of selective breeding of a yellow race of people to produce a white race of people. Altogether 600 years, starting with black people, getting to brown people, getting from brown people to having yellow people, and then getting from yellow people to having white people. It takes 600 years. And the whole process involves selective breeding. Selective breeding of what? How? We're taught by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that in the black man,
Wait.
well, damn it, that was on the black man. In the black man, there exists two, not one, but two germs. Genes.
Process breeding, brother. Teach.
Genes. You done got off of Jayland Walker. See, there we go.
Come
Listen,
on.
I understand your attention span is short as hell. But nobody can teach you what you need to know in the 7 minutes that you're willing to give to learning. So get over it. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
In the black man, there are two germs or genes. We're talking genetics. And this is verified by one of the white man's historical geneticists.
Go ahead.
What's that devil's name? The German devil? What's the German devil's name that did the study on genes and found that in all living things you have a dominant and a recessive? I done forgot the cracker's name.
what nice, man.
Oh.
No,
Mm.
I forgot the damn devil's name. But I'm sure someone will put a comment somewhere and
You
Mr.
already
Lonzo gonna catch it.
Brother,
I even suspect who gonna do it.
we already know.
Mendelssohn. That's his name.
Okay.
That's his name. Gregor Mendel or Mendelssohn, one or the other. His first name is Gregor.
Kevin put Leaky.
No, that's somebody else, Brother Minister. Leaky, the one that found the Zen Jacqueropus millions of years ago and determined that all people come from the black man. Now, it's not Leaky. Richard B. Leakey, I think his name is. No, it's not Leakey. It's Gregor Mendel or Mendelssohn.
I think it's been.
He is the quote unquote great geneticist of the past who discovered that in all living things you have a dominant gene and a recessive gene, meaning two genes. That's nature. One of the two genes in living things is dominant. The other is recessive. And Mr. Mendel or Mendelssohn, whatever his name is, Mr. Mendel determined, I'm going to say Mendel, Mr. Mendel determined that the dominant, is it?
Leaky.
No, that's somebody else.
No.
The dominant gene produces dark hair, dark eyes, and dark skin. Let me say it again. The dominant gene in living things produces dark hue or color. Plants don't have hair. But in human beings, the dark color that the dominant gene produces, it produces it in hair, eyes, and skin. Talk black to me. Mr. Mendel discovered that the recessive gene produces light hair, light eyes, light skin. So a blonde-haired, blue-eyed cracker is nothing but a grafted devil. Are you listening to me? All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Mr. Mendel said, based on his observations, you can get the recessive gene from the dominant gene, but you cannot get the dominant gene from the recessive gene. The recessive gene in living things can only reproduce itself. It cannot produce the dominant. But the dominant produces or reproduces itself and the recessive.
Gregor Mendel.
Gregor Mendel, okay. What? Give me the years.
He was born, the years?
Give me the year he was
He
born and died.
July 20th, 1822. Died January 6, 1884.
Born July 20th, 1822. Died January 6th,
1884.
1884. So he was 62 years old. Right?
Yes, sir.
Gregor Mendel. Now, based on what science, the white man's science, verifies, there being dominant and recessive genes in living things, because this is observed in plant life as well.
Teach.
Look, this means that human beings with dark eyes, dark hair, and dark skin have those genetic traits because of the dominant gene in human beings. Human beings who have light hair, light eyes, and light skin are human beings who have those traits because of recessive genetics. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm having a wardrobe issue here. But like I said in another lecture, at least my breast ain't showing. You can get the recessive from the dominant, but not the dominant from the recessive. This means the black man can produce the genetic material that produces all human beings. But there's not another human being other than the black man that can produce the black man. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
You can get the white man from the black man, but you can't get the black man from the white man. And Mr. Leakey, since everybody's throwing his name around, I was just watching him the other day. I'm not kidding. I was just watching him. Because unlike you dumb Afrocentrics think that all us Muslims do is lick our message to the black man, I was watching for the 50 millionth time one of the episodes of Africa's Greatest Civilizations. I regularly study and review African history because I'm a so-called African man.
Come on.
Talk black to me.
Yes, sir.
I say so-called because Africa and African are not names we gave to ourselves.
Go ahead.
Calling me an African is like calling me a Spaniard.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Calling me an African is like calling me a Jones or a Smith or O'Reilly or a Culpeper.
Go ahead.
I ain't no damn African, just like I ain't no damn Williams.
Go ahead.
I ain't no damn Smith. I ain't no damn Robbins
Go ahead.
or Robinson. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So I regularly study and review African history. I'm sitting here and I'm watching him talk to Zainab Badawi, and he's saying there is absolutely no question in the scientific community that all human beings come from the black man. Now, keep in mind, I'm explaining to you what a devil is.
That's right.
In order to get to the question, can the devil fool a Muslim?
Go ahead.
Which means, unless I go on some tangent after I explain to you what a devil is, I got to explain to you what a Muslim is. So that you'll know who I'm talking about when I say, can the devil fool a Muslim? You don't know what a devil is. You think that when we say the white race is a race of devils, we talking about racists.
Come on.
That the whole white race is racist.
Come on.
And I mean racist in terms of behavior. That all white people are racist in their dealings with black people. That's what you think. We're saying when we say the white race is a race of devils.
Jeez.
The white race being a race of devils, that term devil is an academic term. That term devil is a scientific term. Talk black to me. Nobody dealing with emotions. We're dealing with facts. We're dealing with science. So in the black man, there exist two germs, genes. One, a black germ, the other, a brown germ.
Right.
Now, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us what Almighty God Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, revealed to him about how the white race was grafted from us with respect to the two genes or germs in us. He said that Yaqub,
Jacob.
well, that's Jacob in English.
Right. Come on.
But in Arabic, there's no such thing as Jacob. It's
That's right.
Yaqub.
Teach.
He said Yaqub separated. What did Yaqub do?
Separate.
Yaqub separated the black germ, or separated the brown germ from the black man, right?
Right.
And grafted it, selectively bred human beings from it. He grafted from it. From what? The brown germ. What is the brown germ? Recessive. What is the black germ? Dominant. You can get the brown germ from the black germ, but you can't get the black germ from the brown germ. Right or wrong?
Right.
Okay, Yaqub separated the brown germ from the black man and grafted it into a white by destroying the black germ. Huh? Yaakov separated the brown germ in the black man.
Mhm.
And then he grafted it into a white what? A white germ. Y'all listening to me?
Yes, sir.
That means nature produced a black germ. Nature also produced a brown germ. But nature never produced a white germ.
Uh-oh.
This is why the white man tells you that the genetic traits of the white race appeared all of a sudden between 6 and 10,000 years ago.
Go ahead.
Suddenly,
Come on.
there was no gradual leading up to those. There's no trace
Teach.
of any genetic traits that were leading up to the genetic traits of the white race. They just exploded onto the scene of the human population between 6 and 10,000 years ago, so says the white man.
The Big Bang. The Big Bang. Yeah.
Millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of years, nothing but black people.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
Boom.
no later than 6,000 years ago, or no earlier, pardon me, than 6,000 years ago,
Come on.
no later than 10.
Right.
We know it was 6,000 years ago.
Right.
But the white man is not going to give you no straight truth.
Right.
He's going to give you enough truth to be able to deny you from being able to justifiably charge him with deceiving you.
Mm.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Mm.
He gives you enough truth and then put some falsehood with it, so that if you are deceived, he can say, hey, I told you. You had a choice to believe or disbelieve my lie. I put enough truth in the lie for you to figure it out.
Right.
Talk black to me. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Mm.
So he says these genetic traits appeared between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago.
Right. Mm.
All of a sudden. And we, black and white,
Come on, brother minister.
mostly black, whites tend to be a little more intelligent.
That's right. Come on.
We tend to be a lot more emotional.
Go ahead.
Whites tend to be a lot more intelligent, rational. Talk black to me.
Go ahead.
So we, black and white, but mostly black, we just walking around Hakuna Matata. As if it's no big deal. It's nothing to go,
Go ahead. Right. Things that make you go.
That ain't no capital W, capital T, capital F, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
Right.
What the?
Go ahead.
We walking around like ain't no what the.
Go ahead.
In the history
Come
of
on.
the human genome, that for millions of years, nothing but niggas.
Go ahead.
And then all of a sudden,
Teach.
guy, all of a sudden, here come the white man.
Come on, Bill.
If that ain't the biggest WTF exclamations forever, what the hell is? I mean, brother, sister, how stupid can you be?
Come on.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Come on, brother.
Man, I'll take your goddamn Jesus and I'll beat you.
Go ahead. Teach.
Tell me nothing about no church, no God, no Jesus, no nothing, nigga. You stupid.
Come on.
Now, hell, all these damn niggas running around here for millions of years, not a cracker in sight.
Go ahead.
And then all of a sudden, just 6,000 years ago, here come all these white folks.
Come on, brother.
From nowhere.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
That scientific inquiry.
Go ahead. Come on, Brother Mitch.
You don't just let that go. Talk black to me.
Tell it about you. Oh,
You was taught in church. I ain't talking about you newfangled wannabe Nation of Islam Christians. You black conscious Christians. You wannabe Nation of Islam niggas.
Go ahead.
Talk black to me. I'm talking about when I was going to church. And when most of us are going to church now.
Right.
You in a city like Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, New York City, New York, Detroit, Michigan, Los Angeles, California, Baltimore, Maryland. You in one of these major urban centers with all these black folk. Of course, there's a higher degree of consciousness in these major urban centers. Cleveland, Ohio.
Come on.
But go see your family in Butt Cheek, Mississippi. Talk black to me. Go see your family in Butt Cheek, Louisiana. Butt Cheek, Arkansas.
Right.
Talk black to me. You mad because I said butt cheek? Of course you are. I can't do a lecture without everybody getting disgusted. This is me giving a damn about you being upset over my crude language. Out of here. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
I was at my job. What's this, 2023?
Yes, sir.
I would say this had to be around 2006.
Early.
So we're talking 17 years ago. 17 years ain't nothing.
Right.
I was at my job. And I was seated at a desk, and there was a young black sister seated at the desk with me who was very Christian. And I was trying to get a feel for her mind, see how far gone she was, which means see how possible it would be for me to wake her up. I need to know how asleep you are.
Right. Go ahead. Good analogy.
So I questioned her on slavery. Do you know she told me that the reason we were slaves was because we wasn't following the right God?
Oh, man.
And that's why God allowed us to be enslaved, because we wasn't following the right God. I guess the crackers who enslaved us were following the right God.
Right.
I guess the white folks that kidnapped us and brought us into bondage were following the right God. And I guess that makes a whole lot of sense, because that God produced a son who said those who lead into captivity shall go into captivity.
Come on.
Right or wrong?
Go ahead, man.
Which means that the right God is against slavery. This is the same God who led some children of Israel out of bondage in Egypt because Pharaoh enslaved them.
Come on, brother man. Right.
So the white man that taught us God was angry over some so-called Jews being in bondage in Egypt.
Make it make sense.
He's the God that the white man was following when he came to Africa and kidnapped us and brought us and enslaved us in America.
Well.
You're stupid. Y'all all right? This was in the 21st century, brother.
She believed it.
Because she was from one of them butt cheek towns in one of these Southern Bible Belt states. That's why. She wasn't born in New York, raised in New York. She wasn't born and raised up in LA. She was born and raised in butt cheek, whatever Southern state. The point that I'm making is the church teaches that God created Adam and Eve.
Right.
And it teaches us that they were white. Now, when I was growing up in the 60s in Newark, that's what
they were teaching.
That's what we believe.
Right.
Adam and Eve were white.
What's up? Yep.
When I went to school in the early 70s or mid 70s, pardon me, the mid 70s, I had a white teacher literally teach me that the reason black people were black was because of us living in environments where the sun baked us the color that we are. Are you listening to me? Y'all all right?
Yes, it was real.
Did you know that the very, very controversial head of the Atlanta Fire Department, I think he was, he wrote a book, wrote some kind of book, and he was very, very, what word should I use? He was very, very hard on gays, on homosexuality.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
He ended up getting fired for statements that he made against homosexuality. I believe he put a lawsuit and won the lawsuit. I'd like to check on that again, but I know he did sue. I believe he won.
Okay.
Now, do you know that this past February, this nigga spoke at the Black History event that they had at the Department of Labor downtown? They had a little Black History program at the Department of Labor downtown. This nigga spoke. They brought him in to be a speaker on Black history. You know, this nigga said the same thing that I just said.
Really?
He said that God used our enslavement to bring us Christianity.
What? Oh, hell no.
The hell, yes, he did.
Oh, hell.
This is what the white man's education and religion does to the black mind.
Right.
Are you listening to me? This man ain't no dummy. He's an educated man. He had a big job. Making big money. In a big position. This is one of our best and brightest in terms of Negro achievement.
Right.
The man was invited by whatever committee, for lack of a better term, of Department of Labor employees to be the keynote speaker at a Black History event for Black History Month.
Wow.
And he stands up there and says God used slavery to bring us Christianity.
Oh, hey.
Damn. We were blessed to be slaves because it brought us Christianity. Well, nobody threw a chair at this thing. Nobody got up when they knew it was about 5 minutes before his speech was going in. found out where this nigga parked his car and squatted. Wait for him to come to the car so they could vigorously engage him in intellectual discourse. Nobody did that. The Negroes sat there and listened to him say something that damn ridiculous, and unless I'm wrong, nobody gave him hell for saying it. Talk black to me.
Come on, black body's way.
But the point I'm making, and I'm talking about Jayland, the point that I'm making is,
Come on, Brother Minister.
the Christian religion, along with the white man's educational system, teach you
Make it dumb.
that all human beings are white, basically, but that human beings who live in a hot, sunny climate have their genetic traits altered by their environment. So we're basically white people who've been in the sun too damn long.
Come on, man.
Technology. Go ahead.
Awesome. Totally tubular.
Far out, man.
Far out, man. I'm basically a crack. I've just been in the sun too long. That's all.
Get toasted here, Bell.
Crazy as hell. Y'all all right?
Yeah, what's toast on him, Bell?
Go ahead.
Oh, Brother Minister. Very good, man.
You stupid.
This is what we were taught.
Go ahead.
But as I said, a devil is a grafted man. Yakub with his law of birth control, meaning with his process of selective breeding,
Go ahead.
separated the brown germ from the black man and grafted it into a white. There never was a white germ in the human genome. There never was a white germ or gene in the human genome. Yakub separated the brown germ from the black man, which is natural, and grafted it into a white germ, which is not natural,
Come on.
by a process of selective breeding and destroying the black germ. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
The white race is a selectively bred race of people. And that's why in the history of the human genome, you go all the way back millions of years and you come all the way back from where you went, all the way back. And you don't find no white genes, no white genetics, no white genetic traits.
Come on.
Until about 6,000 years ago.
Come on.
Because they were selectively bred.
Right.
Study the history of the fruit family. And you will see that all of a sudden, after their being oranges forever, lemons forever, apples forever, all these other fruits forever, all of a sudden in the genetic tree of the fruit family, a grapefruit pops up.
Come on, brother.
You know why? Because the grapefruit is a grafted fruit. It's a selectively bred fruit. Nature does not produce grapefruits.
Go ahead, man.
Selective breeding produced the grapefruit.
Right.
Now, if you take the seed of a grapefruit and plant it, it'll produce grapefruit. But there never were grapefruit seeds. until the genetic material of the orange and the lemon were used to selectively breed a grapefruit. Okay, now the grapefruit can reproduce itself. But nothing in nature ever produced a grapefruit. Y'all all right? You got the mule. I am going to assume I'm not a zoologist. I'm going to assume that the mule is part of the equine family. Now, thousands and thousands of years, this family is producing horses, it's producing donkeys. No mule nowhere to be found. Then all of a sudden, mules. Where the hell they come from? By selectively breeding the horse and the donkey. Now you produce the mule. Talk black to me. It's a grafted animal. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Just like the grapefruit is a grafted fruit. Just like the mule is a grafted animal. The devil is a grafted man.
Say that.
You don't get a white man from nature. There's nothing natural about you being white.
Come on.
Nobody's calling you names.
No.
Nobody's being racially hateful towards you.
That's your facts. Come on.
We're dealing with science. You are a grafted race of people. Grafted from the original black man.
Yeah.
None of your scientists will deny you come from black people. The only thing they will deny is how you came from black people. They're going to tell you that you migrated from Africa and somehow either on your way to Europe or once you got to Europe, the climatic conditions of Europe changed you from a hood rat to some trailer trash. If you don't get the hell out of here, talk black to me.
Come on.
Environment plays a limited role on genetics. Not a significant enough role to take a black African and make him a white European.
Come on.
Ain't that much environment in the world. You have to produce white people by a process of selective breeding. So we are taught that the devil is a grafted man.
Right.
Stop. Now let's continue. Which is the grafted man? The devil is a grafted man which is made weak and wicked.
Come on. It's Elijah.
Is the white race weaker
Yes, sir.
than the black nation?
Yes, sir.
You know damn well.
Son.
Is the white race more wicked and evil
Yes,
than
sir.
the members of the black nation?
Yes, sir.
See, we can debate that, although it's plain and obvious, and even those who would debate it know that it's true, but they'll just be debating it to see if they can keep you from being able to prove it, from being able to force them to submit to it. It's a game. You know you're wrong, but you're just going to keep arguing.
Right. Trying to get right. Ain't wrong with right.
To see if you can defeat the other person in the argument, but you know you're wrong. What are you arguing for? Even if that person can't force you to submit, you still wrong.
Right.
It's wicked as hell to know you're wrong
And stay wrong.
and work hard to keep the other person who's right and submit.
We.
Talk black to me.
Mm.
So we can debate made weak, made wicked.
Go ahead, man. Mm.
We can't debate grafted man.
Come on.
But a devil is a grafted man which is made weak and wicked.
Mm.
And here's the kicker.
Mm.
Or any. How many is any?
Any. Unlimited.
Brother Minister.
Unlimited.
How many is any?
Unlimited.
Whoever, anybody.
All of them. Unlimited.
Does any exclude any?
No, include.
When you say any, are you being all inclusive or are you leaving room for some exclusions?
No, no exclude.
You're being all inclusive when you say any, right?
Right.
A grafted man which is made weak and wicked, or any grafted.
Oh,
Any grafted. Any grafted.
Mm.
Not just the grafted man,
come on.
but any grafted live germ
Mm.
from original is devil.
Go ahead.
If it's a plant and it's grafted from something original, it's a devil plant.
Go ahead.
It doesn't mean that plant
It's evil.
will
Right.
kidnap the original plant and enslave the original plant for 400 years.
Come on, goodness. Come on. Mm.
It doesn't mean that that plant will discriminate against the other plant in housing, education, employment, healthcare.
Politics.
It doesn't mean that one plant will shoot the other plant
Go ahead.
and then plant a gun on the other plant and then take, right?
Go ahead.
Demonize the other plant in the media
Mm.
and then go to a grand jury of other plants like itself to investigate itself.
Mm.
This is the fox investigating the fox
Right.
over the eating of the hens
Mm.
in the hen house.
Go ahead, man.
Fox go to the hen house, eat a hen.
Yeah. Come out.
Then have the FCI,
Fox.
the Fox criminal,
Criminal is in
the Fox criminal investigators
Mm.
investigate the fox who ate the hen in the hen house.
Mm.
Then the FBI, the Fox Bureau of Investigation, is going to investigate and present its findings to a Fox grand jury
Go ahead, man. Mm.
or a grand Fox jury.
Mm.
That ain't what it means about the plant being a devil plant, and then the Fox grand jury or the plant grand jury
Right.
returns a no true bill
Come on.
to let the plant who shot the other plant, planted the damn gun, investigated itself, and then freed itself from any accountability. That's not what it means to say that that plant is a devil plant.
Come on. Mm.
All it means is that plant is a grafted plant
Right.
from an original plant.
Mm.
I don't give a damn if that plant took off its shirt from its back and gave it to the other plant.
Mm.
I don't give a damn what the plant that's grafted does of good to the plant that's original.
Come on.
It is still a devil plant.
Mm.
Because the behavior of the plant ain't the reason we calling it devil. It's the make of the plant.
Go ahead.
It's the genetics of the plant.
Come on.
That's what makes the plant devil.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
The devil is a grafted man. I don't care if you're a Muslim white man. White woman, I don't give a damn if you practice all 5 principles of Islam 1,000%, 27 hours a day. What the hell does that have to do with your genetic makeup? In terms of the life you are living, you are a Muslim. In terms of the life you are living, you are a righteous person. In your behavior, in the life you live. But what are you by nature? Talk black to me.
Go ahead, that's what's count.
By nature, by the mere fact that you are a grafted man, you are a devil by nature. Not by behavior, but by nature. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
You all right?
Yes, sir, Brother Minister.
So when we say the whole white race is a grafted race of devils, or the whole white race is nothing but a race of devils, we're not name calling. We are saying that the whole white race is a race of grafted, selectively bred human beings. Nature did not produce you. We are saying that the grapefruit is a devil fruit. We are saying that the mule is a devil animal.
Come on.
We are saying that the grapefruit is not equal to the orange or the lemon because it's grafted from the orange and the lemon. We are saying that the mule is not the equal of the horse or the donkey because it's grafted from the horse and the donkey. We are saying that you, the white race, are not equal to us because you're grafted from us. That means you are weaker than us. And since the flesh is that which produces the spirit, and your flesh is weaker than ours, then the spirit to do evil, whether you submit to it or not, the spirit to do evil comes natural in you because of the flesh that was made for you that produces it.
It's a made man, then.
It's natural for you to lie. It's natural for you to kill.
Go ahead.
It's natural for you to steal.
That's right.
That's why Jayland Walker is dead.
Go ahead.
And that's why protesting ain't gonna change a damn thing. That's why issue 10 won't work.
Marching all across the country.
That's why voting won't work.
Go ahead.
That's why the Christian religion, the Jewish religion, and damn it, even the Muslim religion won't work.
Come on, man.
You can't change the white man from being what he is.
That's right. Go ahead.
Talk black to me.
Sure. It is what it is.
The white man is a natural born liar, a natural born thief, and a natural born murderer.
Go ahead.
And if you insist on hoping for the best from white people, you will always be the victim of white people.
Come on.
The white man is just doing what he's born by nature to do. He couldn't stop if he tried.
That's right.
Y'all ain't listening to
You
me.
ain't gonna try to stop.
He is what he is.
Go ahead.
You don't want to accept that though, black man, because you love the goddamn white man. You're lazy.
Go ahead.
You don't want to do for your black self what the white man does for his white self.
Come on.
You want the white man to be responsible for your food, your clothing, your shelter, your government, your education, your health care, your everything. You don't want to be separate from him.
They don't want that.
You think think like that nigga that spoke at the Department of Labor. You better off with the white man than being back in Africa with them backwoods inferior Africans.
Go ahead.
At least you over here with the mighty, mighty white man, and you got Jesus, honey.
Come on, brother
the
minister.
Lord.
Right.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Y'all all right?
Right.
If I got to be a slave to get Jesus, you can keep Jesus.
Go ahead.
The hell I need
Come on.
Jesus.
Go
Come
ahead.
back to me. And the hell I'm free without Jesus.
Come on, brother minister.
Then Jesus come, I'm a slave.
Right.
And I'm such an idiot, I'm thanking Jesus for being a slave because now I got Jesus.
Right.
Talk back to me.
Teach.
Stupid.
Oh, man.
Just stupid. And that's on your good days.
Oh.
God damn it, that's on one of your exceptionally lucid days. You're stupid. Y'all all right?
Teach, brother.
Hell no, we ain't all right. Now miss us with all this hate teaching, God.
Right.
It is not hate to teach the scientific facts of genes.
Right.
Two genes, living things. One dominant, one recessive. You can get the recessive from the dominant, but not the dominant from the recessive. The dominant produces dark hue. The recessive produces light hue. In order to produce a living thing that is altogether recessive, meaning it doesn't share dominant genetic traits along with recessive genetic traits. It's just recessive. You have to selectively breed the recessive.
Teach.
By separating the recessive from the dominant.
Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Unbelievable. You remember Minister Kevin did the chart, the gene chart with the square and the different squares inside the square and the different genetic traits, and how it's impossible to produce some living thing based on that one particular trait, because the other traits, you just can't do it. You will occasionally produce certain things, but you can't hit the nail on the head. You can't do it. You cannot allow dominant genetic traits to exist to coexist alongside recessive genetic traits and produce a recessive human being. You can't do it. You got to remove the dominant gene as a variable.
Right.
You got to take that out. That cannot be a variable. Take that away, and then you can produce.
Go ahead.
When you got nothing but the recessive gene and you're selectively breeding on the recessive gene, then you can produce a race of people such as white people. Now, can the devil, which is a grafted man, made weak and wicked, can the devil fool a Muslim?
Not nowadays.
Minister Alonso said not nowadays. Ultimately, he's right. But obviously, even though that's the correct answer,
It's not correct.
obviously, and I mean obviously, There are nuances
Go ahead.
to that answer. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Well, what nuance, Minister Eric? Well, what is a Muslim?
Uh-oh.
A Muslim is one who submits his or her will. All right, let's do it your way. A Muslim is one who submits his or her will entirely to do the will of God. That's what a Muslim is. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the black man is Muslim by nature. Are you listening to me? So when we say Muslim, there are many times we are speaking functionally. But when we're not speaking functionally, when we say Muslim, we're saying nigger.
Come on. Come on, brother minister.
You're gonna have to get over my excesses. I'm just having fun. All right. I gotta be Minister Eric and Richard Pryor at the same time. I wouldn't be Minister Eric if I didn't add a little cat wig. When we say Muslim, we mean black people.
Come on, that's right.
We're Muslim by nature.
Right.
Black people are righteous by nature. So when we say we're Muslims, that Islam is our religion, it's the black man's religion. We're not saying that a black man is a Muslim because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't use drugs, he doesn't sell drugs, he doesn't fornicate, he doesn't commit it. We're not talking about behavior. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Sir.
When we say that a plant is an original plant instead of a grafted plant, we're not saying that that plant that is original because, or that it's not original because we went and painted it the same color as the grafted plant. We can make an original plant look like a grafted plant. Hell, we can go get some orange paint from Home Depot. And we can take a small grapefruit. Talk back to me.
Jeez, brother.
We can go get a small grapefruit, get some orange paint. Better yet, look, we can take a large orange and get some yellow paint.
Right.
And paint the large orange yellow.
Go ahead.
Does that mean that the orange is not a natural fruit?
Go ahead.
Because it looks just like the grafted fruit?
Teach.
Talk back to me.
Teach.
We can take something and inject into the orange some type of flavor to make the sweetness of the orange more tart, like a lemon. And the orange will taste like a grapefruit. Does that mean it's a grapefruit? Does that mean it's not an orange?
Come on.
Well, we painted it yellow, didn't we? We flavored it tart, didn't we? So it has an orange hue and a tart taste. Doesn't that make it a grapefruit? No. Because it didn't come from a grapefruit tree.
Go.
Talk black to me. Genetically, it's an orange.
Right.
And we're saying to you that a black man who is living the worst and most unrighteous life, he's still a Muslim, because we're not talking about his behavior. A black woman on the strip is a Muslim. We don't care how short her skirt is. We don't care how fish her nets are. We don't care how high her heels are. We don't give a damn what she's doing. She's a Muslim if she's black, because we ain't talking about her behavior. We're talking about her nature. We're talking about what she is genetically. We're talking about her mitochondrial DNA. Are you listening to me?
Sure.
See, you think Muslim is something immaterial, and that human beings are material. And so a material human being is a Muslim if somehow they embrace the immaterial thing that is Muslim. Then that makes them a Muslim. Stop it. Muslim ain't never been nothing immaterial. The only reason there's any such thing as a Muslim is because there's such thing as a nigger.
Oh, hey.
See, there I go again. No niggas, no Islam. No niggas, no Muslims. The only reason there's any such thing as Islam, the only reason there's any such thing as Muslims is because there are black human beings. That's why there are Muslims, because there are niggas. That's why there is Islam, because there is niggas. Islam is nothing but what niggas are. Muslim is nothing but what niggas are. Damn. But you silly Orthodox Muslims. Ramadan Mubarak, nigga.
Mubarak.
You silly Orthodox Muslims, especially you non-black ones.
Go ahead.
You think Muslim is something over here,
right,
and human being is something
over
here. Get the hell out of here. And some of you are so stupid, you done went in the Quran and you done read in chapter 30, verse 30, that Islam is the nature made by Allah in which he has created men. And you think that's talking about white folk too.
Go ahead, yeah. Oh.
Come on, brother.
But you can't study the history of the black man, the red man, the brown man, or the yellow man and see any congruence with the history of the white man. White people are unlike any other people on the planet.
Hey.
All the other races is looking at white people like WTF! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
Right.
Ain't no people on the planet ever seen nothing like these damn people.
That's right.
They bucking now.
Talk
Go
back
ahead,
to me.
Come on, brother. They bucking now. Like, yo, come on. Yo.
Stop playing. The white man is different. History bears witness that the white man is different. He looks different.
Come on.
He thinks different.
Yeah.
He acts different.
Yeah.
And like Brother
Hey, look,
Javon
he
just said, and I heard Malcolm say,
Go ahead.
he even smells different. Talk back to me.
That's why you get started, bro.
The black man is Muslim by nature. Jayland Walker was a Muslim.
Come on, brother minister.
His mother is a Muslim.
Say that.
His sister is a Muslim.
Teach.
I don't give a damn about their Bibles. They
Come on.
or they goddamn.
Go ahead, man.
They're Muslim.
Come on, brother minister.
All black people are Muslim. If you a nigga, you a Muslim.
Hey.
You ain't not a Muslim because you don't believe in the Quran. You don't believe in the Quran because you one of the 17 million that don't know you.
Go ahead, man.
Jerk.
Go ahead.
Talk black to me.
Let them have it.
My name is W.F. Muhammad. I came to North America by myself.
Uh-oh.
My uncle was brought over here by the trader 379 years ago. My uncle does not talk his own language. He does not know he is my uncle.
Go ahead.
So don't nigga.
Let me get that man.
He likes the devil.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Stupid nigga. He likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing.
I got it, brother. Go ahead.
Why does he like the devil? Because the devil taught him to eat the wrong food. Sweet potatoes, black-eyed peas,
Oh, man.
pinto beans, neck bones, collard greens,
Come on, baby.
pig feet,
Oh,
chitlins,
Ribs. This is it.
fat back. Look, fat back.
bear ribs.
Don't forget the fat back,
No,
brother.
no, not the main rib.
Spell.
Not the main rib. The spell.
Man.
Sausage, bacon.
Fat back. Come on,
Fat
brother.
back.
Come on, brother.
You gotta flavor them collard greens.
That's right. That's right.
Flapjacks.
Hey.
Pancakes, in other words.
Come on, brother.
Talk black to me. Corn on the damn cob. Mustard green.
Go ahead.
Turnip green.
Teach.
Taught him to eat the wrong food.
Slave food, man.
Don't forget
Come on.
that kale, brother Master.
Oh, we ain't even gonna deal with the cake.
Conscious niggas eat.
Lobster, shrimp,
Go ahead.
oysters, clams,
Fast food, right?
tilapia.
Oh my
Go
God.
ahead.
Taught him to eat the wrong foods. That's why I like the devil.
Come on.
We eating, bro. That's real.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Actually, he likes the devil because the devil put fear in him when he was a little boy. I'm 61. I mess up. The devil put fear in him when he was a little boy. But why does he fear the devil now since he is a big man?
Because he taught him.
Because the devil taught him to eat the wrong foods. Does that have anything to do with the above question number 10? Yes, sir. That, what?
Made him.
Eating the wrong foods.
Go ahead.
You are what you eat. That makes him other
Go ahead.
than his own self. Makes him other. Not that he is other by nature, but by circumstances he's made other than his own self. But what is his own self?
Come on,
His
brother.
own self is a righteous Muslim.
Teach.
But are there any Muslims other than righteous?
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon, I never heard of one. So my nigga, with your pants sagging and your mouth grilled and your skin tagged,
Come on.
your pistol extended clip, your black is mine.
Get their blunts.
Oh, man.
Your drawers are dirty.
Oh.
Now 2 day. My man 2
Look
day.
black to me.
Remember 2 day?
I'm talking about you, my ratchet, hood rat, porch monkey nigga. You're a Muslim. You're righteous. You the best there is. You ain't living that way,
Teach.
but you the best that God ever created.
Come on, brother, man.
But you've had fear put in you since
was
you've
a
been a little
Go
boy.
ahead.
And you fear now that you're a big man because you've been eating the wrong foods. And it's made you other than your own self, which is a righteous Muslim. So when we come to you with our bow ties and our bean pies and our Quran and our Muhammad speech, now, Shawty, I'm straight.
Right. You straight. Right.
We tell you you're a Muslim. Man, I ain't no Muslim. You don't know you're a Muslim.
Mm.
Talk black to me.
Come on.
Let's finish. What is his own self? His own self is a righteous Muslim. Are there any Muslims other than righteous? I beg your pardon, I never heard of one. Well, what about that one with the pants sagging and the black and mild hanging out his mouth? Nigga, I said I never heard of one.
Go ahead.
Well, what about that nigga over there that just beat his wife and won't take care of it? Nigga, I said I never heard of one. What about that one with his wrist bent? Laying up with another man? I said I never heard of one.
Come on.
Stop giving me examples and asking me as if you expect to prove to me that a black man ain't righteous.
Go ahead.
I don't care what he's doing.
Jesus.
I never heard of a Muslim other than righteous.
That's right. Go ahead, brother.
Now, I heard of Muslims doing other than righteous,
Go ahead.
but I never heard of Muslims being other than righteous.
Nice example.
Talk black to me.
Come on.
Never heard of one.
Never.
Did I hear you say that some of the 17 million do not know they are Muslims? There's a right answer to that question. I'm going to answer it this way. God damn it, most of the 17 million don't know they're Muslims.
Go ahead.
You who are watching don't know you are Muslim.
Go ahead.
That's why you won't accept being Muslim. Because you don't know you already are one. You don't know you're supposed to be one.
Come on.
Because you was born one. You don't know that. If you were born thinking you were a dog, you bark instead of talk. But you was born thinking you was a nigga, so you bark instead of talk. Right or wrong?
Sweet, man.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Some of the 17 million do not know that they are Muslim? Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I hardly believe that unless they were what?
Dumb, deaf, and blind.
Born, made, created,
Made, blind, deaf, and dumb.
blind, deaf, and dumb.
Absolutely.
Black body, white head.
If you're black and you don't know you're a Muslim, it's because you're blind, you're deaf, and you're dumb.
Go ahead.
Talk black to me. What's that song? Blind to the facts. Who made that song? I don't remember.
You can't see what I go.
It's a rap.
Yeah,
It's
that's
rapping blind to the facts.
Yeah.
I think that was.
You blind to the facts.
Hold up. I'm gonna get that one.
You deaf, because when we tell you the truth about yourself, man, I ain't trying to hear that Muslim stuff. You deaf. You blind.
I think it was Heavy D, bro.
I can't see that. I don't see that.
I
I don't see that. Well, you blind.
I think that was Heavy D, bro.
And you dumb. We can't get no truth from you. You open your mouth, nothing but foolishness come out.
Right.
You're blind, deaf, and dumb. Talk black to me.
Weird, man.
So I hardly believe that. It was Heavy D.
Heavy D and the boys.
You hardly believe what? I hardly believe that some of them don't know they're Muslims unless they were made blind, deaf, and dumb. Well, they were made blind, deaf, and dumb by the devil when they were babies.
Come on.
Now we get to where I was going.
Go ahead.
Can the devil, see, I've explained to you what the devil is.
Right.
Now I've explained to you what a Muslim is. I've explained to you why the devil is the devil, why the Muslim is the Muslim. So I say, can the devil fool a Muslim? That means, can the white man fool the black man?
Sure.
The proper answer is not nowadays. But there's a nuance to that.
Come on, we gotta be in.
The Muslim that the the black man that the white man can't fool
Elijah Muslims.
is
Say that.
the black man whose eyes have been opened,
Wide awake.
whose ears have been opened, whose tongue has been loosed. We're talking about the black man who knows he's a Muslim.
Come on.
That's the Muslim that the white man can't fool nowadays. But in terms of the Muslims, black people who don't know they are Muslims, the devil can fool them. See, the white man in Akron got you niggas in Akron fooled. Y'all fooled as hell. Talk black to me.
Come on. Hey.
He got you fooled left and right, coming and going. So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has an article and message to the black man: devils, fool, and what? Disgrace you. You are a fool and a disgrace before the civilized nations of the world. They look at you and how foolish you are with respect to your relationship to your former slave master. And they see your actions in today's times, laying at the gate of your master, begging for the crumbs that fall from his table, falling from the shots of his gun,
Oh, hey.
suffering all of his outrages upon you, and not getting up like a free and independent people and doing something for yourself. They look at you and they see you as a disgrace.
Right.
This blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil, he fools and disgraces you.
Come on, brother.
Talk black to me.
All day, brother.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So can the devil fool a Muslim? Not those that know that they are Muslims.
That's right.
Well, do you mean to say that he fooled them?
379 years.
Do you mean to say the white man fooled us 469 years ago?
I like that.
In the lesson is 379.
That update there, brother minister. Come on.
But it's been a bunch of years since then.
Come on.
Now it's 469 because it's been 90 years.
Do everything right in that.
Do you mean to say that the devil fooled them 469 years ago?
Teach.
Yes.
Interpretation. Come on.
The traitor, meaning the white man, because he was a traitor.
Amongst us, right.
In other words, he was a businessman. When I say a trader, I don't mean traitor. I mean trade, commerce, businessman.
Trade.
The trader. You got traders on Wall Street, right?
Yes, sir. Trade is right.
And the traders on Wall Street ain't no different than the traders that was in post in the jungles of East Asia, now called Africa.
John Hawkins, yeah. John Hawkins in there.
You got Wall Street traders right now, right or wrong, that are making it impossible for you to find something to rent.
Say that. Bam! Bullseye.
Because these Wall Street traders
Bullseye, brother.
are buying up properties in predominantly black areas and building properties not to sell but to rent. Driving up the rent for us. Right or wrong?
Right.
A house you used to be able to rent for $900 is now $1,700.
Come on. Good.
Talk black to me. Now the so-called American dream of home ownership
Go ahead.
is telling you that these traders are pricing that dream out of the reach of we, the slave. They're not doing it to white folk. They're doing it to us. Y'all all right?
Bam.
Well, it was some Wall Street traders back then. They just wasn't on Wall Street.
Right. Trading.
They bought trading posts in the jungles of the continent they called Africa. The trader made an interpretation that we, it says they in the lesson, that we would receive gold. Isn't that what's traded on Wall Street? Don't they trade gold? The trader made an interpretation they would receive gold. More gold than they were earning in their own country. Listen to me. Most of us don't really do a whole lot of thinking about the lessons.
Right.
Do you realize that for the white man to go to Africa, you do realize that the area in Africa where he went is called the Gold Coast? Do you know that area in West Africa is the area where there was the king of a kingdom called Mansa Musa that the white man says is the richest man in history? When they do a list of the richest men in history, all the way up to today, Mansa Musa is normally at the top.
That's right.
Ain't nobody ever been as rich as this nigga.
Listen.
In West Africa,
Make it plain, brother.
where we were taken from. And do you know that the base of his wealth was the gold trade? In medieval times, more than 1/3, if I'm correct, of all the gold in Europe came from West Africa. Talk black to me. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So they put him on a map and they have him with I think a gold crown, holding a scepter with gold. I mean, it was the land of gold.
He dripping. He dripping.
Dude,
He dripping in gold. Yeah.
dude, boy. Talk black to me. Cake and ice. This is the area of West Africa where the gold mines of Bure, and I forget the name of the other one. I mean, that's where the gold that was being traded in Europe, that's where it came from. Came from West Africa. It was so rich in gold, they called that area the Gold Coast. So here's a trader talking to niggas with more gold than crackers have seen in their life and telling them that if they go with him, they're going to earn more gold than they earn it in their own country. The richest man in history, 469 years from now, ain't going to be no man ever richer than your king. Come with me, though. You're going to get some more gold. Then did they receive gold?
No, sir.
No. The trader,
Disappeared.
Mr. Hawkins, Sir John Hawkins or Sir John Hopkins III, captain of the good ship Jesus of Lubeck, the trader disappeared. What you mean he disappeared? Well, he dropped us off on the shores,
Back bounce.
Come on, brother minister.
got back on the ship, and got the hell on. And we, the slaves, were standing looking at that ship Jesus sail away, saying, you can have this new world, just give me Jesus. But we were talking about that ship Jesus. Bring that ship Jesus back to take us back home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Come on, brother minister.
Who but a slave is singing that? What sweet chariot did we want to swing low? We wanted that good ship Jesus to come back and get us and take us back home to Africa, the Gold Coast. Talk black to me. So now we have that song. You can have everything, just give me Jesus. That comes from that. The trader disappeared, and there was no one that could speak our language. Right or wrong? Why didn't their own people come and get them? Because their own people, meaning our own people in Africa, they didn't know we was here.
I had no idea.
Well, when did they find out they was here? Approximately 60 years ago. Now you gotta add, some years to that now.
Right.
You gotta add 90 years to that, right?
Go ahead.
Approximately 150 years ago. Talk black to me.
Come on.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now you go 60 years back from the 1930s. Where does it take you? To the 1870s.
Yes, sir.
What happened in the 1870s?
Oh.
Master Wallace Farad Muhammad.
That's a God issue, brother.
It was in the 1870s that unto us a child was born. It was in the 1870s that unto us a son was given.
Go ahead.
And that child born and that son given is wonderful. Counselor. He's the mighty God.
Go ahead.
He's the everlasting Father. Ain't no God coming with a wisdom to eclipse his wisdom. He's the everlasting Father. And he's the Prince of the peace that you say there will be none of until the white man gives you justice in the murder of David Walker.
Go ahead, man.
And that's why we greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Go ahead.
Talk black to me.
Go ahead. Come on, brother. Damn. Come on.
When we come before you and we say, Assalamu alaikum, we saying Jayland gonna get some justice.
Go ahead.
When we say Assalamu alaikum, we saying Michael Brown gonna get his justice. We saying Timothy and Melissa gonna get that justice. We saying Tanisha Anderson is gonna get that justice.
Right.
We saying Sean Bell gonna get that justice.
Go ahead.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
These open cases
No
that have not been prosecuted by Fulton County or DeKalb County.
Go ahead.
These murders that no Fulton County prosecutor has presented to grand juries or moved forward yet. We saying they gonna get their justice.
Go ahead. God on the scene. Go ahead, man.
We saying the very, very gender confused Tortuguita or Tortuguita, whatever the hell it is. Manuel Terran. We're saying dude gonna get that justice.
Go ahead.
Give a damn what the DeKalb County prosecutor said. The Georgia State Patrol murdered him.
Right.
And they gonna get justice for his murder.
Go ahead.
Because Assalamu alaikum is the way of greeting of the people whose religion is the religion of justice. Equal justice under the law. You think Assalamu alaikum simply means, oh, that's the way that y'all niggas in the Muslim club greet. Like we Omegas or something.
Like your boy.
Like we Tony, AKAs or Delta
Yeah,
or something.
you see that picture?
No, it ain't no Greek or no club.
Come on.
Assalamu alaikum means more than what you think it means.
Go ahead.
We're greeting you in the peace that the God of justice is going to return to you of people who have been denied justice. We're saying that a just judge is on scene and he's going to judge with justice the master and the slave and bring about peace between the two. Are you listening to me?
Come on, brother.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So it was in the 1870s, 60 years from the writing of that lesson, that our people found out we were here. Well, what did they do as soon as they found out we were here?
Go ahead.
I'm talking about Master Farad Muhammad's father.
Mm-hmm.
He went and prepared a son. What you mean he went and prepared a son?
Uh-oh.
He went up into the hills,
Come on.
got him a white woman,
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Keep lying.
cleaned her up, made a good Muslim out of her,
Mm-hmm.
made her fit to give birth to Master Farad Muhammad,
Mm-hmm.
fulfilling what the scripture in Revelation teaches. And I beheld a wonder in heaven.
Come on.
A woman clothed in the sun with a crown of 12 stars on her head and the moon at her feet. That's a white woman that a black God went and got to make a half original man that would be the God of the original man throughout eternity. Talk black to me.
Like stone coming out of you.
When we were found to be here,
Come on.
that black man went and got a white woman
Mm-hmm.
to make a black son that looked like a white man,
Go ahead.
so he could come among the white man
Go ahead.
and get the black man from the white man and then murder the white man.
Mm.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
He had to be made from both people.
Mm.
He had to have the tender, loving heart of a black man.
Come on.
But he had to have that warlike killing spirit
Yeah.
of the goddamn Bible.
Mm.
Talk black to me.
Mm.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Mm.
Oh.
When our own people found out we were here,
Mm.
one of them went and made him a son.
Mm-hmm.
So he could send that son among us
Get it. Mm.
to save us, to deliver us.
Mm.
Save us and deliver us from what?
Mm.
See, we don't even know or really think about this. Listen to me. There's a reason why this son of man, son of original man, there's a reason why this son didn't just leave Mecca, come to America, and smoke these crackers.
Go ahead.
Mm.
Roll these damn crackers up,
Smoke 'em like a blunt. Mm. Right, right.
go down, look, go down to the store,
Get some paper.
get some shells, empty them out, put some crackers in it, roll them up, and put fire to them.
Mm.
There's a reason he didn't come over here, pardon my silliness, there's a reason he didn't come over here and just kill the white man. Guess what reason that is?
They're fine.
He didn't want to kill us with the white man.
Mm.
Go ahead. Say that.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Mm.
You can say that his purpose for coming was to save and deliver us. But if you say that and don't realize all that you're saying,
Go ahead.
you will not catch the point
Mm.
that his main purpose for coming
Uh-oh.
is to kill the white man.
Mm.
That is the only reason to come, to save the black man.
Go ahead.
Mm.
If you ain't killing white folks, ain't nothing to save niggas from.
Go ahead.
Right.
Hello, genius.
Mm.
Hello.
Come on.
Mm.
He comes to make the white man reap what the white man had sown. But there are tens of millions of innocent victims of the white man's wickedness.
Right.
So when he comes fulfilling what the scripture of Revelation teaches. Come out of her, my people.
18-4.
Her ain't my people.
Come on.
Mm.
But you that I'm telling to come out of her, y'all my people.
Right.
Mm.
I'm killing her. But I would like to spare you like a rib.
Mm. 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 Mm.
I came to kill the white man.
Come on.
Mm.
That should be a title right there.
What? I'm race hating now? I'm hate speeching now? Did not God specifically go to Egypt and tell Moses to go get the children of Israel, tell them, come with you out of Egypt, because I'm about to kill Pharaoh and the Egyptians. Right?
Go ahead, man.
That never happened in the past. That's talking about us today.
Present. Right.
Master Farad Muhammad was born to destroy our enemies. Thanks to Allah, our God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own, the kingdom of Islam, and to destroy those who have destroyed us.
Come on, brother.
Talk black to me.
Go ahead.
Right?
That's right, man.
Thou art our God, O Allah, and we are thy people. Deliver us from our murderers, and we will serve and obey thee all the days of our life. And we will teach our children thy praises and to submit to thee for thy unequal love and mercy for us. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest our enemies, the devils, and help us, O Allah, to die the death of a Muslim.
Come on.
That's our message to the black man is. Talk black to me.
Come on.
That's right.
He come to kill the white man. He come to destroy those who have destroyed us.
Come on.
But he comes to tell us to come out of her whom he intends to destroy. And he tells us why. So that you don't partake of her sins and receive of her plagues. Talk black to me.
That's right.
He gives you a lamb from himself. Right or wrong?
Right.
So he's the lamb of who? God. He gives you a lamb from himself, right? And all of you who have the mark of his lamb in your forehead and in your hands. Ain't talking about no stamp.
Come on, bro.
Ain't talking about no henna.
Go ahead. Let me get you out.
It's talking about those of you who have had your thinking, who have been re-educated, retrained. Re-educated is your forehead. Retrained is your hands. Talk black to me. Re-education and retraining teach you the knowledge of yourself and train you to do something for yourself.
Go ahead.
That's the mark of the Lamb of God in your head and in your hands. All those with the mark of the Lamb in their foreheads and in their hands. When the angel of death passed over, talk black to me, her, to kill her, it would pass over those with the mark of the Lamb in their forehead and in their hand. But that her, that great whore, that beast,
Go ahead.
that old devil and dragon and Satan, when the angel of death pass over them, it's a wrap. Reynolds' phone is ringing off the hook. Emails
He's an email.
by the thousands. Talk black to me. Beepers that been thrown away, beeping.
Sky pages.
All Reynolds.
Go ahead.
It's a wrap. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
That's what Passover means. The angel of death is going to pass over the people of God and destroy those who have destroyed them.
Come on.
Talk black to me. That's what Easter is all about.
Go ahead.
Those who have been struck a blow to their heads and rendered dead by the beast whose number is 666 will be resurrected from the death that was caused by the blow they were struck to their head. And the striker is going to be pushed into a lake of fire. And guess who's going with him?
Uh-oh.
The false prophets of the beast.
Go ahead.
Who are the false prophets of the beast?
Mr.
The
Reverend.
beast is the white man and the false prophets are the black preachers.
The Reverends.
Talk black to me.
Father Reverend.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
It is the no good black Christian preacher
Go ahead.
that puts the mark of this beast in your head and in your hands. Talk black to me. White man's education and training. It keeps you bound as a slave to your enemy. Huh? All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Justice for Jayland Walker. Let me get up out of here. Because all I can hear is bad.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get it, Brother Minister.
Bad nigga with my glasses.
Oh, man.
Now let's bring it on home if Allah pleases.
Bring it on home, Brother Minister.
Justice for Jayland Walker. Is Jayland Walker some isolated individual case? Jayland Walker is a picture postcard of all that we have experienced under the white man. That's Jayland Walker right there. That's Jayland Walker also hanging on the tree next to him. That's the 8 police officers standing around smiling and laughing. Talk black to me. Jayland Walker is but one symbol of the slavery, suffering, and death that for 469 years we have suffered at the hands of the white man. That's all.
Come on.
There's a problem between the black man of America and the white man of America. And that problem has existed nearly 500 years. And no praying to no Jesus, no salat or no rub, no wailing at no wall, Jew, no amount of education, no amount of religious indoctrination, no amount of nothing has changed nothing about it.
Come on.
The black-white problem in America has existed ever since there's been a black-white dynamic in America.
Go ahead.
And Jayland Walker is nothing but a symptom of that problem. You solve the Jayland Walker issue. Justice for Jayland Walker.
Come on.
And that'll be justice for Tanisha Anderson, Timothy and Melissa. Timothy Russell and Melissa Williams. It'll be justice for Sean Bell. It'll be justice for all of those who have fallen at the hands of the white man. You saying, well, wait a minute, if they indict the officers, that cleans up everything? No, that's not what I said.
Come on.
See, an indictment on the part of the grand jury in Akron, that's not what justice looks like. If the 8 officers are tried and convicted and in prison,
come on,
that's not what justice looks like. You can indict, try, convict, and in prison. Hell, you can give them the death penalty if you want.
Go ahead.
And it still won't solve the problem. there will still be another Jayland Walker after another Jayland Walker after another Jayland Walker if you don't go to the root of the problem of the first Jayland Walker.
Go ahead. Come on.
What is the solution? I'm reading from the Black Stone, the true history of Elijah Muhammad.
That's that fire right there.
Page 122. True religion. True religion. See the problem? Do you see the problem?
Yes, sir.
You see the solution over there, right?
Yes, sir.
What religion is associated with the solution to the problem?
Islam.
What religion is associated with the problem that religion is the solution to?
Come on.
Christianity.
That's right.
We talking about solving the problem. We talking about justice for Jayland Walker. True religion. Y'all all right? There must be a total separation. Did anybody hear what I just said?
Yes,
Total
sir.
separation.
Because it ain't me saying it, it's Elijah Muhammad.
Total separation.
There must be. There's no option here. There must be a total separation from the slave master's children for the good of both. In order to solve this problem
Go ahead.
between blacks and whites that has Akron boarding up
Go ahead.
and niggas fitting to turn up. Because Crocker's done killed us again. Talk black to me.
Come on.
In order to solve that problem once and for all, we don't need no damn issue 10. We don't need no indictment and no officers. Let the damn officers go free. Let them stay cops. Put them back on law enforcement duty. Ain't nobody asking you to do nothing for them damn cops, except those of us that don't know the real solution. I don't give a damn if you give them cops a raise. I don't care if you throw them cops a party for killing Jayland Walker. What the hell I care? Talk black to me. It ain't about none of that. This is what it's about. Justice for Jayland Walker is that there must be a total separation of us from the slave master's children. It'll be good for us and it'll be good for them.
Come on.
Separation of black and white is good for the white and it's good for the black.
It must be separated.
And for the good of a peace between the two. Is there peace between black and white in Akron?
Hell no.
Well, how can there be a peace between the two? You got to separate the blacks in Akron from the whites.
Go ahead.
It'll be good for the blacks. It'll be good for the whites. And it'll be good for peace between the two.
Right.
400 years has proven that they cannot live in peace together.
Go ahead.
We came over here in 1555. You silly niggas, because you've been educated by your slave master, say 1619. No, it was 1555. Smack. Smack again. Wait, don't move. Smack a damn again. 3 smacks you around.
Gonna come back with the back.
You know what I mean?
Come back with the back.
Even if we go by your 1619, we've been here 404 years. And in 404 years, we still got this problem.
Ooh.
And you still, after 404 years, by your count, 469 years,
Come on.
by our count,
That's right.
you still don't believe that that's proof that we can't live in peace with the white man. You still need more evidence. Damn. Niggas is the white man's best grand jury. 404 years by their count of evidence, and they still ain't ready to indict. They still believe we can live in peace with the white man. Y'all crazy as hell. Because one is the master and the other is a slave, and the master refuses to give justice or equal justice to his slave.
Okay. Self-explanatory.
This, I say, can be successfully solved by the separation of the two, and by the slave master giving his slave something to go and start a life for himself on some of this earth that he, the slave, can call his own. Why are you looking at this like it's some Muslim rhetoric when Abraham Lincoln said that very thing? They're not listening, brother. And it ain't because I'm on one of my 4-hour joints either. It's only 5:48. Y'all all right? Abraham Lincoln was saying this in the 1860s. Master Farah Muhammad wasn't even born yet. Abraham Lincoln proposed that the only way for there to be peace between us, that there never would be peace between us as long as we lived in the same country, that we needed to be resettled in a land of our own. Talk black to me. And that's why he didn't start this, but that's why he was in favor of the work of the American Colonization Society. That's how Liberia got started.
Right.
American Colonization Society. They were in different states.
Mm-hmm.
And they raised money, and they did all the work that was necessary to arrange to take us from America back to Africa.
Mm.
Talk black to me. They didn't do a good job with it. But what you expect? They white folks. So this ain't Muslim rhetoric. The idea that separation of the blacks and the whites and giving the black man something where he can go and live to himself in his own country, Abraham Lincoln said that's what needed to be done. He wasn't no Muslim. All right. The slave master should help him until he's able to produce his own needs for about 20 or 25 years. And after that, if the slave is not able and not willing to go for himself, he should either become the slave of the civilized world forever, or he should be shot down by the armies of those who supported him to go for himself for the past 20 or 25 years. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Justin or justice. Why do I keep saying Justin? Justice for Jayland Walker is not some isolated, incidental indictment of no damn officers and no trial and maybe a conviction. Justice for Jayland Walker is justice for all the Jayland Walkers who have died from all the actions of our enemies for the past 469 years. Justice for Jayland Walker is that we all be separated from our enemies, given a means by our enemies to separate from them and go to ourselves, to live among self, to do for self on some of this earth we can call our own. That's justice for Jayland Walker. Talk black to me. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Had we been given that in 1865, y'all ain't listening. when there were far fewer Jayland Walkers than there have been since 1865. There never would have been no more Jayland Walkers after 1865. That's the point I'm trying to make. You want to start the Jayland Walker case on June 27, 2022. The Jayland Walker case started in 1555.
Okay.
You say it started in 1619. What the hell do I look like trusting a grand jury to do the right thing after 404 years by your count of never doing it? 469 years by our count of never doing it. Talk black to me. And that's not even dealing with the 6,000 years that we've never been able to live with the white man in peace all over the planet Earth. That's another subject for another Sunday. But we've never been able to live with white folks in peace. Talk black to me. And we never will. Just like Abraham Lincoln said. We never will. Abraham Lincoln said, as long as we stayed in America, there would always be the position of the superior and the inferior. Meaning, no equal justice for us under the white man's law. He said, and I, as much as any other white man, want the superior position to be assigned to my people. Talk black to me. That's your great emancipator. Justice for Jayland Walker ain't no damn protest and no Highland Square fool. Justice for Jayland Walker ain't no indictment from no grand jury. Justice for Jayland Walker ain't no conviction of no 8 officers. Derek Chauvin is in prison right now, is it? But is the George Floyd police reform bill passed? Hell no. And didn't a white man murder Jayland Walker 2 years after he murdered George Floyd? Yes. So don't hand me no garbage about no issue 10, no civilian complaint review boards, no police review boards. Get away from me. That is not justice. Justice is that we be separated from these enemies who have enslaved and oppressed us for nearly 500 years, and that we be given an opportunity to live to ourselves, where we can guarantee ourselves the rights of human beings that the white man has openly said he'll never give us. Are you listening to me? Yeah. All praise is due to Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's much more that I wanted to say. I wanted to go in your Bible and show you where the Bible confirms how one people is strong, another people is weak, and the strong people were being enslaved by the weak people. All this is in the Bible. Yaqub grafting, but he's Jacob in the Bible. I want to go into all of that. But that's going to be another subject for another Sunday. Talk black to me. Everything I have said from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad can be verified.
That's right.
Verified by both science, meaning education, and theology, meaning the scriptures of the prophets of God, of Bible and Holy Quran. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So when, not if, when the grand jury, I can only say if they indict.
Right, that's right.
But when they fail to indict,
They ain't gonna die.
if you decide to get some bricks and throw them through some windows and set some police cars on fire, I don't give a damn. I ain't calling for no peace and no nonviolence. But I'm not calling for rioting and violence either. I just told you what I'm calling for.
Hey.
Talk back to me. I'm saying to you, fly. Don't walk, don't run.
Come on.
Fly to Allah.